I think we're on. Just getting things out on the social webs. Good. Thank you, Jim. If you can hear me and if I sound all right, and if you don't mind hitting that one, that would be helpful. But I think we are all set. Let me make sure. Yeah, it looks like it. Good, good. Jim, Paul, Dan, Randy. Gary, are you the Gary that was just talking to me in the inner circle chat room? Or are you a different Gary? Yeah. So see the banner up there? Now I got the code in there. Thank you for that. I did not realize that. I wonder how much I've lost out on because of that. Thank you for that. That was helpful, and I got I'll have to change up a few different things. But yes, I appreciate good looking out on that. I'll go through my day here in a few moments. We'll get more people logged on. Already at 8 likes. Okay, I like this crowd. We're off to a good start in that regard. Technically kind of already down below that trend line now. I suppose I could do that if I wanted to, but I think maybe was that more the true trend line right there? Maybe. Yes, I'm kind of talking to myself. Well, I'll just throw that out there. Just keep an eye on it. So if you have been here before and you know that you're going, I don't know how much people even pay attention to me. I wonder how much this matters. I mean, I'd assume people most of the time are not looking at me. Go here. If I look over, all right, I'm still on the screen. Okay. But yes, if you've been here before and you know that you're going to like, please hit that like button. If you've never been here before, first off, welcome. But yeah, no need to hit the like button because I totally get it. You don't know if you're going to like this. All right, we're at that trend line. Okay. I was hoping to be a little earlier on time, but then somebody in my private community, again, shout out Gary, was like, there's something, that link that you have at the top of the live stream, it works, but it can disappear if people kind of click on other things. And I went and checked on it, and I thought, oh, I can see that being confusing where people think they're getting the deals and the promotion, but maybe all of a sudden, I could see how it would be confusing where deals and promotions just disappear if you veer off from that link. So, but now with the code up there, that'll ensure people get the promotion with no headaches, no drama, sort of thing like that. Good morning, Brian. Emmy, morning, Clay. 2 cups of coffee in and still sleepy. Yesterday's wild jumps were me. Yeah, yesterday was crazy. Today's still pretty crazy, but I would say today is maybe still a little too crazy, but it's getting closer to like almost, in my opinion, like the perfect price action. Yesterday was wild if you're on the live stream. I mean, I was trying to take some trades. We're like, okay, I have a very tight little stop, and on the chart, it was a very small distance, and I was like, oh, wow, that's like an 85-point stop, which is kind of bonkers, even just for one MNQ. But, yeah, it was wild day. So if you have been worn out, I hear you. I hear you. All right, well, there's a trend line. It did break. Is there going to be more pushback, though? So for those of you that are the fan of the back test and go, I wouldn't necessarily count on this candle, but if this candle can close down here and then you get a move back up, does it come up there, back test the breakdown point, and then go? That's something that I think could make sense keeping an eye on. As I was just saying, if you've been here before and you know that you're going to like, reminder to hit that like button. We're going for 120 again as the goal. And but if you're new, fantastic. Love it. Welcome. But please don't hit that like button. No need to do that because I get it. I get it. You do have no idea if you're going to like this or not. So the other thing to consider is, are we going to get a double bottom? That white line represents the low for the day. So is this about to come down here and get the bounce back upwards? That's another thing that, again, no guarantees. Risk management matters as always. But is there logic? Is there a thought process behind that? Yeah, there is. And that's the name of the game. Let's not, you don't go out there, behave like a degenerate, do random things, have some thought process. So again, No guarantees that this is a double bottom, but if you were to say that you're buying there because you think it could be a double bottom, but you got the stop in place, cool. Like, I like it. I like it. You're thinking. You have some logic. Always a good thing. Always a good thing. So let's see if it does indeed get the double bottom. We might be able to set a record. I mean, the record previously was 60 likes in 20 minutes, and we're already at 24 in like 5. I like this group a lot. Aaron, I've always enjoyed watching you and learning from your... Well, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. I don't recognize the name, so I think this may... I don't know if it's your first time on the live stream, but it's your first time speaking up, so thank you. Bunyard, sorry for distracting, but just a question. Which time frames are you using? What we're looking at here is the 2-minute, and then off screen, I like the 5-minute. I have the 15-minute. But yeah, mainly the 2-minute is what I show for the stream, but off screen... Alon, how do you... I asked you yesterday, maybe you did tell me and I missed it. How do I pronounce your name? Because the 2 L's, if they are 2 L's, are throwing me off. Is it just Lan, Ilan? Steven, 350 to go on the challenge. Okay, all right. Futures seem a lot smoother for... Oh, yeah. No. Futures for day traders, it's a no-brainer. It's better than anything out there, especially when you throw in the prop firms. Elon. Okay. Well, good morning, Elon. So we have Niles, which I didn't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know if Niles will be here, but now we have Elon. And that's the thing is if you hang out here, great. But don't ever change your avatar. Like, that's how I get to know people. My brain is very visual. So, like, now I know Elon. Yeah, he's that dude with the beard. That I think he's got glasses on in the picture. I can't tell, but it's working on it. Thanks for... You're welcome. Curious on your class tonight. What time does that go? Or what time does that go live? Oh, yeah, that's Eastern time. Well, that's interesting, Brian. I thought this whole time you were somebody that was already part of that. I thought you were part of the community, but I have you mixed up with somebody else. That's funny. Oh, so... no, I'm wrong. Did it kind of double bottomed? I wasn't... Yeah, I would say the double bottom trade is still in play. Yes, it did push down a little bit below that low right there. But, I mean, that's why wiggle room is needed for stop losses, but by no means did it shoot all the way down. So I think the double bottom people are still got a chance here. Again, if your expectation is things are always going to bounce exactly off levels, might want to readjust that expectation. That's why you got to have some wiggle room and stuff like that. So I'm not saying the double bottom trade has worked yet. I mean, maybe it did it for the scalpers. So from a scalping standpoint, potentially they got what they needed for a scalp. But if you're looking for a bigger move, then yeah, that approach is not out of the woods yet. It's hanging in there, but they got the price has some work to do for them. In homonym courage. Well, it's not my first time here, but I don't even know where to start. Well, I would highly recommend you sign up for this. It's my free webinar. That's actually this evening. So that will help you out in terms of kind of just helping you build a good framework, structure, where to start, how to go about things, right mindsets to have, mindsets that maybe make sense but don't actually make a whole lot of sense. So that'll start you there. So I'll get into my day here in a few moments. We'll see if we can get some more people here. But also I want to see if this double bottom actually plays out. Because right now, we got to be feeling good. Still work to be done, though. Again, assuming they weren't a scalper. If you are a scalper, then yes, I would say that this movement here, all the way up right there when it hit that high, I would think that gave you enough room to scalp out and get a green trade. So now it's just a question of who's ultimately going to be right. Is it going to be the people that are scalpers that are like, I'm glad I picked a scalp because this thing's going to keep coming down? Or is it going to be the people that were like, man, I'm glad I didn't scalp because this thing's about to make a bigger bounce? So right now we don't know who was right. So the scalpers, I would say, have had a winning trade. But are they going to be sitting here in regret saying, whoops, I wish I didn't scalp? And right now it's looking like maybe they're sitting here saying, I wish I didn't scalp. But yeah, the double bottom. Again, I don't know where if people that are looking for more upside movement, I could very well see the people now maybe moving their stop that are looking for bigger movements up to at least break even now. Maybe. But yeah, so far the double bottom looks like it's got a chance to maybe get some more upside. And then as I talked about from the short side, if you're someone that likes to play back tests and go setups, well, if this thing does bounce, does it come up to here, hit the back test, and then roll back over? What would be really nice is if the 21 EMA, which is that green line right there, if that continued to move down and then it started to match up exactly with where that trend line is, then you'd almost have like a double whammy of resistance. And you can see that it's already started to behave a little bit as resistance right there. But that may be me living in the world of lollipops and unicorns, maybe being a little too high maintenance. But yeah. So if this pushes up a little bit more, you got to think that even the people that wanted more out of it will have at least a break-even trade, if not a small green trade. Because I would think that those people are now moving up their stops as it has bounced a little bit. And then you got to think the people that chose to scalp are probably maybe starting to regret that decision. Like, maybe I should have held for a little bit more. There is a little bit of an upwards line right there. So maybe a new little bear flag is forming here. We'll see. And there we go. So the double bottom played out very nicely. I'm willing to say now that this is a winner, whether you were a scalper or somebody that wanted to see more, because I would definitely consider that as quote-unquote getting more. Then there it is. The double bottom trade worked out very nicely. Good morning, Kyle. Did anybody take that? Anybody try to play that double bottom? Nice. At 30 likes already. What is today? Thursday? I guess Thursday just has people in a good mood or something. I'll take it. Let's go. All right, now maybe a back test. So we have some shorts. Again, no guarantees, but I would not call you crazy if you're thinking, do we get the back test and go? So will we get some sort of action like this? That is the question. You took it, Frank. Congrats. Did you scalp? Well, knowing you, Frank, well, I don't know. That a couple days ago, you said you were trading scared. So I'm assuming you scalped. Are you still trading scared, Frank? Or did you let the thing work for you a little bit? James, good morning. Frank is a part of our private community. Talked a couple days ago, and he said he's been trading scared. So not to say that if you scalp, that means you're automatically trading scared. There are some moments where I think it probably makes way more sense to scalp than not scalp. So scalp trading does not automatically mean you are scared. All right, here we go. Back test. Is it going to care? I could see people putting their stop up above that green line there, the 21 EMA. So we'll see if this thing's going to back 60 micros out of 60 out of a micro. No, not bad. All right. Right now, not looking like a back test go. But again, those people that are playing that double bottom and letting the thing work for them, they're smiling from ear to ear now. Well, the people that were trying to play the back test, assuming that's their stop loss, I don't know. I'm just guessing where a stop loss could be for them. Wow. Survived by the skin of their teeth. Still got to come down for them, but right now they're hanging in by the skin of their teeth if they use the 21 EMA as that stop. I'm not sure it can get any closer than that. Hey, Frank. Well, this might be game over for them. Nope, still at that area. Right at that level. Again, you got to assume that they're above there with a slight amount of wiggle room, but you got to think that they're sweating bullets now. But yes, again, the camp of double bottom players, they are loving this. Absolutely loving this action. Right at that area. Look at that. Look how it stopped right at the 21 EMA. And this is not hindsight and analysis. You all heard me talking about that 21 EMA earlier. I had it circled and all that. Doesn't mean it will act as resistance. No guarantees. But again, trading is all about doing things that seem plausible, that seem like, that can make sense. So right now, the only big question is it about to break or is it going to get rejected back down? So the shorts, they're hanging in by the skin of their teeth right now, but they're probably not feeling the greatest, but they still got a chance. And now look at how it's using that trend line as a support now, bouncing right off that thing. And I could see maybe it didn't go that far above it. Another push, though, I would consider this. Yep, all right. So at that point, there was no, and I don't know. I don't even think scalpers would have made money on that one. That just, there really wasn't, it back tested it, but it didn't care. But the double bottom traders. So this is a situation now in hindsight, the scalpers are like, man, why did I scalp? Why did I not let the thing work for them? I mean, if they're using lows as their stop, so if they're moving a stop there, and then their stop was right there, and then their stop's there, and now their stop's way up here, and if their entry point was way down here, I mean, they're approaching potentially 100 points on the trade because this thing has not had any sort of bigger pullbacks. Now, the next big hurdle for them and potential, entry points for shorts are going to be the 50 period moving average right there, purple line, but definitely the overnight low. That's a very well watched level and one of those where it can very realistically generate self-fulfilling prophecies. Did anybody take that double bottom that we mapped out, and are you still holding? Or did everybody kind of scalp that thing? Anyways, very, very nice trade. And the thing is, if you played it right, with the risk reward, and when you do that properly, you could have taken both. You could have played the double bottom, and I don't know, gotten out somewhere around here, and then played the short, and you could have lost on the short, but that would have still been a very controlled loss compared to what you would have just made on the double bottom bounce. So that's a good example of how you can have a 50% win rate, but if you're managing risk versus reward properly, then you can still be coming out ahead. Why did I scalp that for $24? Should have held. Yeah, there's good old hindsight for you. Good old hindsight confirmation bias, but yeah. So like I said, if people are just trailing their stop using the lows of each candle, they're still in. Even this pullback here, they'd still be in. Now, if it breaks up through the purple line here, no guarantees, but you got to think. You got to think that there's a very realistic chance that it heads back up to test 18,700. That's a round number, and it also happens to be essentially where the overnight low is. Hey, Evil Shaddix, thanks for the super chat. Morning, Clay. Been making really solid trades. 800 away from the goal. Fantastic. Are you doing? You're doing the 50K size, 50K account? Is that right? If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, I'm on 50. Very good, very good. Just keep on trading like you've been. Don't rush it. Don't even. Well, kind of think about it because you don't want to go. Your goal should be like 50. Your goal should be hitting it by like $1. Because anything above your goal is just extra risk you're taking on that you didn't need to take on. But yeah, just keep trading like you've been. Just vaguely pay attention to it so that when you got $100 left, don't be going for $125 because again, now you're putting $25 extra on yourself. That's not going to do you any good. I should probably switch over to my live stream account. Okay, so we got a good group here. So good news and bad news. What do people want first? The good or bad news? Type in the chat, good or bad. What do people want first? Good or bad news? What do people like first? Good or bad news? What do you want to hear about first? We got some bad. We got some good. Sorry, Randy. Right now you're getting downvoted quite a bit. The ratio is not in your favor. Bad or good news? We got a little bit of both. Well, not a little bit. We have both. All right. We'll go with the bad news. So the bad news is I blew up an account today. I guess you could probably already see this down here. Maybe some of you are like, dude, I already know where you're probably headed with all this. But I had a 50K size account, and today I had a $3,480 loser. Now, the good news with that is this. If you trade futures through a prop firm, yes, I lost $3,480, but is that the amount that actually came out of my pocket? It is not. And just to set up context here, this is the prop firm I use, and the way a prop firm works is, so here's the 50K purchasing power, and during the test, well, just the rule for the account, even when you move into the pro accounts, is that you are not allowed to lose more than 2,000. So yeah, that was it was not good. However, your risk. So if this were you, and you were to have done this and had the 50,000 in purchasing power, yes, you're not allowed to lose 2,000. But if you would have failed like I did, well then what would your costs have been? Well, your cost would have been the cost of the account, which if you use the promotion so the link that you see and then code Clay, that would only cost you $119. So that is part of my argument for using futures through a prop firm, which we call around here Pam's Plant. And that is right here part of the added risk control, and specifically how you protect your own money. Because yeah, today I got caught. There were some pretty crazy moves, and I did get caught in one of them, admittedly. So the account went bye-bye, lost that huge amount of $3,800. But did that, if that were you in my circumstances and you got caught in that big move and you lost the $3,800, it would not have actually costed you $3,800 of your own money. Of your own money, it would only cost you the cost of the account, $119. And then the nice thing is you can always get the account back. And when you quote unquote get the account back, that price is only $100. So it's a retest is what you could call it, a retry, whatever you want to call it, only $100. So that is where it's a very big benefit, where you have built-in risk control via that. It's not all of your money on the line. In fact, it's a very little amount of your money on the line because how everything is. Well, that's the back test people. I don't know. Maybe some of them would have weathered that storm. I'm not quite sure how, but yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. It goes up, you get stopped out, and then it eventually rolls back over, and you're like, why do I use stops? Stops are the devil. Yeah, there are some irritated shorts out there. I get it. I've been there, but that's good. What ticker am I chart? This is the NQ we're looking at. So we're looking at futures. So that's kind of the bad and good news within that. Bad news, I blew the account. But the good news is it was with a prop account. Therefore, it's not like I actually lost that amount. The good news, though, the other bit of good news. Can I bring this up? Well, down here, you can see green. But I passed another 150,000 account. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can see that number right there is slightly over 159,000, which is the goal. So on this one, this was an account for the 150,000 purchasing power. And the goal on that one is 9,000. So that's why I pointed out it's at 159 and like $110. So this one did indeed pass. And as I've said on this stream before, and I'll continue to say it because that's just part of prop firm trading, you're going to have casualties along the way. Blown up accounts are just it's a cost of doing business. But again, a blown up account, the cost of doing business on that was 119. Whereas if that was your own money, like no, I'm not going to trade futures, but I'm using my own money. Okay, well, you could have been stuck in that exact same situation I was, and your loss would have been the exact same because, again, it was the exact same situation, and you would have lost that $3,900. But problem is, that was all your money. So that's $3,900 of your own money. But because of the situation changed by using the prop firm, your cost would have only been $119. So that is the other bit of good news. Pretty pumped up. Always feels good to pass, especially to take profit because it does take a little bit longer because they require the 5 days. So that's an 150,000 one. Always a good feeling. So that is the good news. There we had a casualty, a 50K account, but got the 150K account passed. So, how long have you been trading? I've been trading since 2006 is when I got into it in college. And has it been full-time? No, it's not been full-time. Full-time traders don't exist, Noah. Now, before you go and say, wait a sec, what do you mean full-time traders don't exist? I know so-and-so. So the question to ask yourself is, are you about to tell me somebody else that you saw on social media or YouTube, or do they have like a website or anything like that? And at that point, no, they're not a full-time trader. They are making money from YouTube. They're making money from affiliates. They're making money, which I do the same thing. In fact, as I've said, I'm sorry. Some of you are like, oh, great. We've heard this spiel before, but I'm going to give it again. I want to be a full-time trader is a terrible goal. Your goal should be, I want to be a full-time income stream creator. Every wealthy person I've ever studied, they have one thing in common, and that thing is multiple streams of income. If your goal is I want to be a full-time trader and that's my only stream of income, I don't think that's possible. I think the pressure is way too much. I think the pressure is way too high if you're sitting there and you've got to make money in order to, in order to pay your bills, put food on the table, all that. So, I'm not a full-time trader. I've never been a full-time trader. I'm not capable to be a full-time trader. That would be way too much pressure. I'm a big, big believer and doing what wealthy people do. And every wealthy person, like I said, I've studied, has multiple streams of income. So I invest in real estate. I literally own farmland in Iowa. I have my teaching at clayjar.com. I have my YouTube channel. I have many streams of income. So no, I'm not full time, and I would encourage you to not have that goal. I would encourage you to have the goal of, I want to be a full time income stream creator. That's why people that I know are like, well, you're not really a trader because you still have a full time job. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, let's call it what it is. That's an income stream. So somebody with an income stream trying to create another income stream, that person should never be scoffed at. That is an admirable thing. That person is grinding. That person is trying to do what needs to be done. So never let anybody make it seem like you're not as good because, oh, well, you have a full-time job. You're not a full-time trader. Yeah, well, neither are you, because that other person saying that, if they're telling you that on YouTube, guess what? They're not full-time either. They're making money off their YouTube channel. Fred, they're not working 9 to 5, punching a time clock. That's the difference. Yeah, Fred. Yeah, no. If you think that multiple streams of income is like some sort of walk in the park, I mean, you want to get passive income, but there's plenty of effort that goes into it. Yeah, so trading is your only source of income, Fred? That's it? There's no other streams of income for you, Fred? Is that what you're saying? Does your wife know you wear her glasses? Yes. And she's like, that's perfectly fine. You look good in them. What's my proof that I look good in them? I got 6 kids. That's my proof that she thinks I look good in these glasses. 6 kids. How many you got, Charlie? Hopefully a few. These are the get yourself some kids glasses. You know what? If you want some kids, get yourself some of these. You're gonna be married in a minute. Then you're gonna have kids in 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes and 9 months. I'm not cracking the joke that I just realized that probably sounds like the joke was. That's not the joke that I was actually trying to crack. I'm not actually that clever. But as I was saying, I was like, wait a second. This is not coming out right. This could be misconstrued. Yeah, blue light glasses. Pretty much. Okay, well then you're not a full-time trader. You have multiple streams of income. Good job, Fred. Fantastic. Good for you. I love it. I love myself somebody that's got multiple streams of income. It's not splitting hairs. You have a fat savings account. Exactly. That fat savings account is providing you more income streams. Exactly. You're proving my point. The person that's like, I'm just going to quit my day job without any savings, without any other income streams, I don't see that being a possible situation. Thank you, James. James isn't here for the trading. He's here just for the comedy. Well, as I was talking, I see we missed. Again, full disclosure, this is completely hindsight trading on my part. But you have heard me talk about the principle. So we see the principle already played out, but there was the break of that trend line that I drew earlier, and then breakdown came back up for a quick little back test right there. So there's the back test and go that some people were probably looking for up there that they did not get. Those glasses are partially covering your pretty face. Come on, Frank. Let's not lie. Pretty face is an understatement. We all know it's a beautiful face. We all know it's a Greek god face. There's no need to insult me by saying I have a pretty face. Let's tell people what it actually is. When you say account passed, good question. So the way a prop firm works, Dust Rider. So, and this is all prop firms. The one I use and recommend is at the top of the screen there. But the goal is this. First, you've got to prove yourself as a trader. Somebody yesterday, I think he's here, the Strand, was like, so it's like a job interview. Yeah. So the first part is like a job interview, a test. You got to prove yourself. And after you prove yourself within the test phase, you move into the pro account. And then the pro account is where when you start to make money, you get to keep that money, 80% of it. And then you can go to the pro plus account. And in that situation, you keep 90% of your gains. But yes, so to quote unquote pass the test is what I was talking about. I was able to move now from this account into the pro accounts. And you can have multiple accounts. The goal, and everybody's got different thoughts on prop firm strategy, but a lot of people like to keep multiple accounts going, so they always have some that are in the pro phase. Because again, blowing up accounts, that's just part of it. That's the cost of doing business, because your cost is actually very minimal, because it's just the cost of the account itself. But so yes, there's multiple accounts kind of at work here, but yes, that is what I was talking about. Passing the test. So now this account will be able to move into the pro category, which means, when I start to make money on that one, then, that money would be payable. Sending your girl to work, does that count? I mean, that is an income stream. That is, within your... There was once a guy that, he was part of our community years ago. Russ. He's not... Russ. Good old Russ. I still remember his name. His wife was a doctor, and he was like a stay-at-home... I don't know what he was. I don't even know if they had kids. I don't remember. But man, he eventually thanked me. To his credit, he eventually thanked me. I think I did a video on it way back when, but he eventually said, "Hey Clay, you were right. I was acting like a degenerate. I've lost my family." So he must have kids because he said family, but like, it was a sad situation. But it was like, dude's wife was a doctor bringing in good money, and he was just like squandering it away in the market. So I mean, I guess that's kind of like an income. And I realize you're joking around, Kyle, but that just brought up that story. Hey, JDA's here. I go out every day and shoplift for extra income. I mean, that is an income. I guess, to be fair, I never qualified it. I never said legal streams of income. I just said streams of income. So yeah, if you go out and shoplift every day and then you go to, like, I don't know how that work, pawn shops to like sell it to turn it into cash, or you sell it on eBay. I don't know. But yeah, okay, fair enough. Given the premise of my statement, I never did say legal streams of income. JDA, all right, JDA, we checked on it yesterday for you. You weren't here, but JDA, I mean, we all know he's trolling. Nobody would be silly enough to believe this, but we're just going with it. But JDA says that GME is going to 500. So let's get our GME check on. Yesterday it was pretty close to 500. It was at like $20. Oh boy, it's getting close, GME, or it's getting close, JDA. It's getting close. Where are we at right now? Right now we're at 25. It's getting close to 500. Should only be a couple more days, JDA. Okay, there's our daily GME check-in for JDA. So there is Elon. Oh, Elon's in. Bought the dip. Stop at 450. All right. Well, looking good for you, Elon. We're going to get these lines out of here, as I think they've served their purpose. So what I'm going to do now, so that was the good and bad news of everything. I did get another streaming account. I call them the streaming account just because, if I lose it, if it dies, it dies. Can anybody name that movie? Nope, that's what is this new one? 46517. 46517. Is this it? There we go. All right. Rocky, yeah. I think you get that every time I ask, Kyle. So yeah, we will. I'll look to take some trades on this one. Again, this is my goal here is, and as I've always said, and as I'll continue to say, is I'm not here to prove to you that I'm a good trader. I don't care. But I am here. I am here to try to convert people. So if you're somebody and you're a day trader in stocks, if you're a day trader in options, a day trader in crypto, a day trader in Forex, I mean, I'll be very transparent. I am here to try to convince you to ditch that garbage and come join Pam's Plant. Pam's Plant being the argument for day trading futures through a prop firm. It's an undefeated argument. Nobody within the category of day trading has been able to defeat this argument. The best people have been able to do is attack me, but that's not attacking the idea. That's just attacking the person making the idea. But as far as this idea is concerned, it's unbeatable since I started the live stream now over 2 months. And I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me how this is not a good idea from a day trading perspective. So that is what I'm trying to mainly do here, is I'm trying to convert people into Pam's Plant, because it is a genuine good idea. And stop wasting your time day trading stocks or options or Forex or crypto, especially in the world of stocks and options. Easy to defeat those with Pam's Plant, because in stocks and options, unless you have that $25,000, You have that pesky pattern day trading rule where you can only day trade 3 times every 5 days. A day trade being buy and sell within the same day. And you're only allowed to do that with, you're literally only allowed to do that 3 times every 5 days. Only 3. Buy and sell in the same day. Only 3 times over 5 days. In futures, no pattern day trading rule, meaning you can day trade, you can get in and out of things as many times as you want every single day. Again, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. We're actually close to 50 already. So can we make a run up to 50 real quick? If you're enjoying, again, hit that like. Let's try to push this up to 50. The goal today is 120. And yeah, it's scary to short down here. It's also scary to go long because this thing is just bleeding. Maybe a back test of the pivot point here on the 5-minute. Yeah, maybe right there. Yeah, I better go with that. I better go with these. If I put my stop up there, let's see, that's 500. Where's it at right now? Man, that's still a 35-point stop. That's a... we'll go with... Man. Again, this is more so playing a back test, but I just feel... Even that, the reason... I mean, this is 1, 2, 4. 4 red candles in a row. At some point, you got to think that there's going to be at least some sort of green candle that shows up. Even if it's a green candle that's totally a dead cat bounce where it comes up here and then drops back down. But for shorts, trying to play stuff like that, that movement right there, I mean, that's a stop out. So that's what I mean. It's just, again, it did back test beautifully off that pivot point right there. Went up, and you can see bounce right off that brown line. That's what I was thinking of playing, but... It's still, this is all happening within the context of this big old move down. Let's at least see it go sideways a little bit, consolidate out a little bit, maybe a little bit of a bounce, give us a bear flag. So yeah, in hindsight, that would have worked out just fine, but I don't know what you do right now. Too scary to go long because all this thing does is going down. And Elon, I think you just got stopped out. Respect to you, though, for telling us about the trade, not hindsight trading anything, nothing but respect there. Futures has no theta decay, 1-to-1, make good money, prop firm, rather use my own. Futures has no theta decay. That is, yes, correct. That is an argument for futures. If you're day trading options, good grief, why are you putting yourself through that nonsense known as theta? So I agree there. 1-to-1. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Make good money. Prop firm rather use my own. You'd rather use your own money as opposed to prop firm money? Is that what you're saying, Ninja? So is that you'd say I'd rather use my own money? Did you have a mentor or did you learn on your own? And would you say you noticed improvements? No, I taught myself, which was a train wreck and really expensive, and I vowed to never do it again. And my proof of that, let me see if I can find it here. Sales. I think that's what'll bring it up. Because I realize what I'm going to tell you will sound like a total sales pitch, which I understand. But I tried on my own. I learned taught myself, very annoying, it was very costly, very costly. So when I got into real estate investing, I was like, I'm never doing that again. I want structured education. I want education that's not going to feel like it's overwhelming. I don't want randomness. I want just structured education. We're going to learn about this and this and this. So when I got into before I got into real estate investing, in this video, what I'm showing you, basically map out, I invested just under $5,000 in learning about real estate investing before I ever did my first real estate deal. Best money I could have spent, best money I could have invested. So yes, I definitely recommend investing into structured education. And I happen to sell structured education. So I get your reply of course you're going to say that because you want us to buy your stuff. But I really, truly do believe in it. And that's why I did this video, to show you, no. I did the same thing when I got into real estate investing. I spent just under $5,000. So Yeah. I know that's not where, but yeah. So I taught myself, but I think that was the dumbest decision I could have done. So costly. So costly. Okay, well, ninjas, I think you're a crazy person to use your own money in futures. What is my proof of that? Does everybody remember yesterday? People's accounts could have been wiped out yesterday using their own money. You are a crazy person. You are terrible risk management. Again, I mean, I think everybody remembered yesterday. Remember yesterday when the market shot up? People like ninjas, if they were in, their accounts could have been totally wiped out. If Ninja, I don't know, maybe Ninjas is like the perfect trader. Maybe he never gets emotional. Maybe he never goes on tilt. Maybe he never revenge trades. Maybe he never forces trades. Maybe he is like the flawless, perfect trader that is always behaving properly. So to be fair in this discussion, that is a possibility for Ninja. For myself and for, I think every single trader I've ever talked to, is like, yeah, no, I have my moments. I lose my mind. I go on tilt. I revenge trade. Or sometimes you're behaving properly, but then you just get stuck in a crazy spike, a crazy movement. Ninja is taking all that risk upon himself. Meaning if he gets in any of those situations, even if he is behaving wisely and he gets stuck in a spike with slippage and stuff like that, that's all his money. Poof, gone. So I would much rather have minimal risk online. And that's what the prop firm is, right? Because in any of those situations where you lose your mind, you go on tilt, or just a crazy move happens, with the 50,000 purchasing power, yeah, sure, maybe poof. Oh man, you lose more than 2,000, so they take the account away from you, which again, you can always get again for $100, but they take it away from you. But did you actually lose 2,000 out of your own pocket? Well, Ninja would, yeah, he'd say, yeah, I lost 2,000 out of my own pocket. We would be able to say, I only lost 119. So that's where Ninja, yeah, I think you're a crazy person. I think you're doing a terrible disservice to yourself in the risk management department. You're taking all the risk upon yourself because that's all your money on the line. Crazy, especially in futures, especially what happened yesterday. Like, how could, yeah, it's wild. Yesterday, people's accounts were liquidated, margin calls. Granted, yesterday was a freak, but I mean, even here, everybody's human. If you're using your own money and you buy and then you buy some more and then you buy some more, yeah, you're roasted. Now, on the prop firm world, your account's taken away from you, you're out the $100. If you're using your own money, that's all your own money. So it's really just a cost of, whoops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot. How much do you want that to cost you? Whoops, I was dumb, but I learned a lot. We'll go even with the 25. Whoops, that was dumb, but it learned a lot. If you're using your own money, well, yeah, that cost you $1,500. Whoops, I was dumb, but I learned a lot. Within the prop firm world, yeah, you lost $1,500. You lost the account, but how much you actually lost was only the $105 because that was the cost of the account. So I'm only speaking for myself, but I'd rather, whoops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot. I would rather have that cost me $105 compared to $1,500, which is what Ninja is putting himself at threat of. And if you use your own money, that's what you're putting yourself at threat of. Yeah, Mad Mac, I disagree with that. It'll teach you excellent risk management. No, prop firms will teach you excellent risk management because they put the rules upon you. Like, they force you to follow those rules. There is nothing forcing you to practice perfect risk management when it's your own money. There are no guardrails. You can spin off the guardrails. I've done it many times. Most traders have done it many times. And when you go off the gap, when you just lose it, that's all your money that you're losing. So yeah, I don't really agree with that. I think that's Pam's plan. One of the added things of risk control is that, yeah, prop firms do put rules upon you. And these rules are designed to force you to focus on risk management. They force you to focus on risk control, which I do understand. It's like, that stuff's boring. I want to talk about how much money I can make. I want to talk about the Lambo. And that stuff's great, don't get me wrong. But the boring stuff is the stuff that actually matters. And the boring stuff is what the prop firms press upon you via these rules. So yes, there will be rules. These rules will force you to wait a second. I actually have to think about risk management now. Wait a second, I have to think about risk control. And that is what, again, that's the other part. So we already talked about this quite a bit, how your money is protected because not all your money is at risk. But just those rules are going to force you to start to focus on things that maybe you've never really focused on before. But I mean, I get the idea. Well, if it's your money, then you're going to care that much more about it. Ask any trader out there. That sounds good in theory, But there are moments where you lose your mind. That's what going on tilt is. You no longer care. And all of a sudden, you're looking like, wow, that was really dumb. And like I said, maybe some people are perfectly flawless in their behavior as a trader. I am not. We all have those moments where we just lose it. We lose it. The human mind is a crazy place. So yeah, I understand in theory, well, you'll care about extra if you're showing money. No. You will not. There will be a moment where you just get stopped out over and over again, and you're like, nope, this time I'm not going to get fooled, but it's that time where the market actually just continues to go against you, and it's Rose City. MNG5, new ceiling, 2 test at, looks like it bounced off there twice. Yeah, maybe. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind of these. Clay's younger brother on the screen. That's right. Took that stop. Good job, Elon. Fantastic risk management. Nice trading. I love you, sir. I love you too. And I realize I'm behind on these, but I'm just trying to play catch up. I'm trying to engage with everybody. Some people like to argue even when they know they're wrong. No, I don't know if that was an argument. That's fine. Imagine if everybody agreed on everything right from the get-go. How boring would that life be? So I think they're trying to put up a little bit of a defense, but it's not very convincing. And to me, I think it's proven the power of Pam's plant, especially after yesterday. Like today is definitely not a good day of no. You should use your own money with anything because the people using their own money got absolutely roasted in like a true sense. Whereas the prop firm people, yeah, they lost accounts yesterday. They got roasted in that sense. But like losing an account, it's like, okay, they lost a few $100. Other people, a few thousand, tens of thousands, hundreds of, obviously the big players, they could have lost hundreds of thousands. Yesterday was insanity. Just think yesterday, the shorts without a hard stop. Well, the thing with that, Frank, is even yesterday, there's the other Frank in here was using a stop, but his account still got roasted on the prop firm side because of all that slippage. I mean, it happened so fast. Usually there's no slippage in futures, or there's very, very, very little slippage. But yesterday the slippage was so insane that even hard stops accounts still got roasted. What's your recommendation on passing the prop firm assessment? You gotta follow the rules. You gotta have a strategy. You got to know what you're doing. But yeah, and when I say follow the rules, Vinny, that's just my translated way of saying you got to manage risk. Okay, we are getting some sideways action here. I got to get this in play. Maybe can we just drop this down to here? Almost. So 420. Man, still like a 40-point risk. I can go with 1. It is what it is. We'll try to get a trade on. And if anybody's never seen futures trade before, I'm going to put on a trade, and down here you're going to see a number start to fluctuate. And just ask yourself, how do you feel about that number? Pay 119 membership rather than losing 2K potentially. Yeah, JDA, exactly. That's the whole thing. I'd rather pay the 119 and use that as my cost of learning as opposed to a $2,000 real loss. Prop firm people probably have professional traders making it all back, or else they would be out of business. Yeah, no, that's sorry, I'm trying to read. And Marcus Wiley, I am choosing which crypto. Oh, we finally got a bot. Oh, great. How do we get rid of this thing? Block. Are we able to block, or is that just do we just hide? I think I report that. What is that? Yeah, there we go. What is that? Spam. Where's spam at? Would it be missing? No, it's not missing. It's just, oh, there we go. It's just unwanted spam. Report. Does that delete this? Hide. Okay, now I'm going to hide. All right. Still watching this. Maybe probably the better short would be up here. I can get a tighter stop. Yeah, let's do this. I can control my stop better. I bought TQQQ in the after hours on Tuesday, sold Wednesday morning with 200 profit right before the big run up. Man, you're playing with fire, Starfire. No pun intended. Oh, no. That stop is so far away. Not to mention, that white line is the lows from the day. If anything, I should probably try to go long here for, well. How is the daily actually looking? Or have we given back all the gains from yesterday? I don't think so. I don't think so. Daily. Let's just look at the QQQ real quick. Oh, no. Okay. All right. We still got... Yeah, yesterday was just so crazy. Okay. Could I try this? What would this be if I buy at 25? Stop. $90. Yeah, let's try this. Let me buy there, and I'll put it. It wants to come up and fill me. Got to be on this candle. Nope. Now the risk profile is changing even more because it keeps dropping. Well, anybody that took that down there, good for you. I did not have the stomach for it, given that it had gone sideways. We were right at the lows of the day. So props to you. Well done. But like I said, just I'm looking at the 5 minute over here, and again, still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red candles in a row. I mean, one of these has got to be a green candle coming, right? And like I said, from the short side, all it takes is a green candle to do something like this and then back down. And then all the shorts that were trying to play that, well, they all got stopped out during this. And then they're all, getting upset, going on tilt as it rolls back over. All right, what is that? 70 up to, okay, that's it, 246, $60. Yeah, I can take a $60. I'll take a $60. So 75. We'll try to, because I got the pivot point there to serve as my back test. Yeah. Okay, I would take this. Sell right there. Stop up over the 21. Yeah. All right, there we go. I'll take that. So a little over $40 risk. And this is afternoon trading too, so you want to be a little bit careful. I suppose I could try a long here too. And then a stop just below these lows. Yeah. I'll play ball with that. Buy right there, sell a little bit below the lows. There we go. That's still like that little distance here, that's still like a 20-point risk. So there we go. If it wants to come up, I'll get short. If it wants to come down, I'll get long, try to play a bounce off there. But again, for those of you that have never seen futures before, watch the number down here if I get filled and just ask yourself, how do you feel about how it's moving around? Because one of the parts of Pam's plant is movement. They can move very, very nicely right here. And not only that, your ability to control it. So let's keep her. Okay, getting close. That green. It hit that green line. Did not. I'm going to move it down a little bit now. Oh, come on. If you're enjoying, friendly reminder, hit that like button. Again, watch the number down here. There we go. Watch that number if you've never traded futures, seen a future, and just ask yourself, how do you feel about how that's changing? If you're looking at that number and saying, that's the slowest thing ever, why would you bother? I get it. Don't worry about it. So again, watch that number. I was in the green. Maybe I should have taken that green. Not looking so good. And stopped out. So, all right. So if you're looking at that green, if you're looking at that number and saying, Clay, that was so slow, couple things. Number one, I wanted to do that to show you the bare minimum of volatility that you can expect. So what is the bare minimum? Well, I would recommend if you move to day trading futures, MNQ. M stands for micro. The big brother is the NQ. NQ is a volatile beast. You're not going to want to start with NQ. I'm not saying you can never trade it, but you're not going to want to start there. So what you saw there was the MNQ, the less volatile type of contract. Because in futures, you trade contracts, not shares. And that was only one of them. So again, one contract of the bare minimum movement contract. That's what was producing this down here. So this is where things get cool because yes, futures move amazing, but you have the ability to control it. How do you control it? Well, if you were to do the bare minimum account, which is $25,000, that number one that you saw, that one contract, for $105 of your own money. And here's the key thing, because I will concede that right now, this all applies to anything else. For example, you say, Clay, all you're saying right now is like you could increase position size. You can do that in stocks, which is true. But in order to increase position size in stocks, what do you need? Well, you need more money to buy more shares. Not the case here with prop firms and futures, because for 105, that number that you saw, that the number one, I could have taken that as high as 30. So like I said, if you're like, that was moving way too slow, well, you could have taken that number up to 30 at no extra cost. Your cost is still 105, where again in stocks, it wouldn't be 105. You'd have to pay more to buy more shares. Now, maybe you're still saying 30, that's it? Only 30? Well, let's go to the other end of the extreme. Let's go to 150,000 in purchasing power. So for that, you would need $252. And for that number that was at 1, you could have taken that number as high as 150. So do you see how your ability to control it is very, very flexible? And again, it doesn't cost you any more money. You don't have to, when you add more contracts, you're not having to buy more shares like you would at stocks or anything else. Now, I should also note that I know you see this. Well, I don't want to pay that per month. That's only during the test phase. So the way it works is during the test phase, when you're proving yourself, it is, and you can take as long as you want, but that's why I always encourage people to get it done within a month, because after the test phase, once you move into the pro account, there are zero. The monthly fees here are $0 per month. So that is, when you see those fees, I get it. It says monthly, and it is monthly during the test phase. So don't rush, but also don't go at a snail's pace and then end up having to pay the monthly thing like 5 times, because it takes you 5 months to pass. But again, with the way futures pass or move, they can happen very quickly. And just to illustrate that really quickly on my end, if you look down here at my, let's bring up the, can you see it? No, you can't even. How do I? Oh, there it is right there. Okay, you can kind of see it. So right here, this is a 150 test account. Look at that thing. That's why stops are important, folks. That's why stops are important. Because that would have been real rough. So right there, check 1 for risk management, check 1 for stop losses. And check 1 for I should have just scalped it, because I think I was up I think I was up about like 10, 15 points for a second. But anyways, but so here is 159, or here is a 150,000 account. And right now you can't quite see it, but I'm at 159. And that was day 3 of the test. So futures move very quick. What was the test for this size account? Well, the test to prove yourself is you're not allowed to lose 4,500, but you got to make 9,000. And you may be saying, I've never made 9,000 before. I'm telling you, futures move very quickly, as you just saw, and your ability to control it. So I've now made over $9,000 in 3 days. Yes, I've been aggressive, but again, that's the nature. That's the nature of prop firms, because even if I were to blow up, which again, for those of you, I had a casualty today. I was being super aggressive with this 50,000 account, and I blew that one up. But there are casualties along the way. So that one went down. So when you look at like, whoa, dude, you lost 34.80. Nope. Only the cost of the account. So if this was you and you took that exact same trade and experienced exactly what I did, so 34.80, and that was you, did you actually lose 34.80? No, you would have lost the cost of the account, which was $119. So again, that's the beautiful thing about Pam's plant and the prop firms and futures and all that. So they can move very quickly. And it's just one of those things where I understand some of those numbers can be like, whoa, I'm never going to pass. It's like, well, you'd be surprised how fast I move. But good grief. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to our 9th red candle in a row. So I try to play this hammer candle here. Thought, okay, we got a hammer. Can we get the bonds? But no, but it did not care about the hammer candle at all. Just boom. Is the chat still working? Can somebody type something? There has not been any new chat messages for like a long time. And again, if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. We're going for 120 today. We've got to get up to 100 in order for the party to continue. Now, I'm going 2 hours regardless. But if I'm going to go beyond 2 hours, then this needs to get up over the 100 likes. So, I mean, we still got plenty of time. Still got officially 1 hour to get this up over 100 likes. So I think we'll do that. But that is the goal in order to keep things moving here and to keep the party going. But yeah, can somebody like even just type a number in the chat box? I'm a little worried. Did I like just mute? Because I banned somebody, a bot that showed up, and I'm still kind of new to all this live stream stuff. So did I click something that, hello? Am I even on? I mean, it shows that I'm on. And likes just went up so people can hear me, I assume. But is the chat box working? Again, just type a number. Type the number 1 in the chat box. Or maybe all of you got together and you're all gaslighting me right now. Let's just make them think that it's not working, even though it does. Just nobody type anything. Did I mute something? Yeah, something is broken. Where did my messages go? Because I just typed something and it didn't even show up. All right, what did I mess up here? Yep, something is definitely messed up. Community moderate. Oh, no, that's... Oh, there. All right, there we go. What? Okay. Well, if I apologize if I have not been replying to any of your comments. I don't even know where I left off at. The idea of a prop firm is a good idea. I agree. It's a good idea. It is a good idea. Everything else you said after that is irrelevant. Because my point is it a good idea? So we agree. It's a good idea. Okay. Well, I don't know if I want to see every message. Top messages, live, funding, no. Some messages such as potential spam may not be visible. No, I want them all visible. All right. I'm sorry. In some ways, I'm still new. I've been live streaming for a couple months now, but plus I don't think I'm a boomer, but like I'm 41, so I'm kind of at the age where it's like get off my lawn. So this technology is starting to pass me by. In college, I thought I was hot stuff because I had a flip phone, and the flip phone had like the little small little window on it that had like pixelated, but it was color. Man, I was a straight up man. I was a baller. I was a baller with that thing. What did I want to? Okay, I do want to try to just. Okay, I want to report that report. Okay, I think they went away. Dream Runner, just a second. All right, can somebody hit a number real quick? Because last time I did what I just did, I'm not sure if that's what sent it to like messages stopped showing up. So can somebody give me a number if you can hear this? If you can hear me, just again number 1. Look at this thing. Hello? All right, let's try. What is going on? Yeah, that's weird. Okay. How about now? Let's do another because I've officially not done anything because what happened was there was a bot that showed up, so I reported it, And then I clicked, yeah, hide it. And then it seems like that just makes it stop, or makes the chat not work anymore. So can people give me a number again? Okay, thank you, Charlie. Let's make sure. 111. Okay, all right, cool. I just won't, hopefully no more bots like that show up. But if it does, I just learned something. So, all right. Now down over 5%. I mean, in hindsight, that's a beautiful candle in a downtrend, but, and look at this. I mean, today is tricky. So I'm just going to throw this out there. Like, if you are long and you try to, and you put together some sort of trade plan based around the candle right there after this big old move down, maybe you're like, okay, when it comes down, this thing just wiped away the hammer candle. Tricky. So if you were long and you took a loss on that, hey, I hear you. I would not call you crazy at all. Is there structured live stream training? Maybe. That would be nice. That way I wouldn't get overwhelmed. All right. I did have some questions that I want to go back to. Everyone wanted a razor back then. Was that BlackBerry? Dreamer, how easy or difficult is getting the payouts from the firm once you've made? Well, Dreamer, that's a very good question, and that's why I recommend Take Profit Trader. I'm also, just because of the payout structure. Now, these other firms, this does not make them a scam per se, because other firms, they've paid, they have a track record of paying, they will pay, all that. But in the world of prop firms, a lot of them, let's just say you make, $5,000. Other prop firms will be like, well, that's great, you made $5,000 today, but you're not allowed to request any of that money until 2 weeks from now. And even 2 weeks from now, you're only going to be allowed to request $2,000 of that $5,000 you made. Which again, they will pay you and all that. So, but that seems a little bit kind of like rough around the edges. Whereas Take Profit Trader, if you make $5,000, now again, this assumes that you're in the pro account and all that. But if you're in that scenario and you make the $5,000, then Take Profit Trader's like, you can request money whenever you want and for whatever amount you want. And then they pay quickly the money. In fact, yesterday I showed a payout or the email that I did, and I showed the timestamp, and it was like from when I requested it to then when they approved it, it was like 4 hours or something like that. And then as soon as I did the final step, then it's in my bank account within like 5 minutes, because I have Plaid? They have some sort of like new thing that's set up, and it's in your. So some of them are less easy than others, I guess. How easy or difficult is it? Some are more difficult than others. Again, just because something's more difficult doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But yeah, Take Profit Trader, in my opinion, at least separates itself via how easy it is. IWC gave Jenny's phone. That one's over my head. I'm not sure who Jenny is. Maybe it's just a fib retracement. I mean, maybe. But this is, again, this is why stop losses matter. I mean, where I try to play the bottom like right there. Got a so slight little bounce, and then boom. Imagine that. That would have had me feeling great. Look at that. Look how, that would have been so painful. Actually, yeah, it came up a little bit, and then boom. Oh, when I asked for a number. Gave Jenny's number. Gotcha. Who can I turn to? That comment's going to need a little bit more context. Not trading that. Yeah, I'm not sure what you do with this stuff right now. I mean, do you try going long? I did try that once. I tried to catch the knife, and that cost me $30. Again, if you're just joining to provide a little context, I got this account because I blew up my other 50K account. But on the bright side of things, I did pass a 150K earlier. So that account is passed. I'm not touching that anymore because it's passed. I'm definitely not touching this with any of my pro accounts because this action is bonkers, and I'm not going to risk, I'm not going to risk putting dents in my pro account. So I got this account, which will trade today on the live stream. And if I blow it up, oh well. Ideally, doesn't happen, but I'd rather blow up, this than as opposed to like one of my pro accounts, or definitely you don't want to be trading the account that's passed. Because if I were to trade that, then it goes back down below my target. Well, now all of a sudden I got to get back above it, so that one's not going to happen. NQ is quite the trickster. Market needs another tweet from the Don. I mean, if you're a short and you have some sort of longer term, like for example, and I'm totally just, hindsight training this, but if you're a short and your stop right now is the 21 EMA, I mean, you are just getting paid and paid and paid. But yeah, for the rest of us mere mortals, I just don't know what you're really supposed to do with this action right now. It makes me want to buy, because again, consulting with the 5-minute. I mean, just down, 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 down. One little green, a beautiful hammer candle, and then the hammer candle just got destroyed, down, down, down. So it makes me want to try to go long, but then I look back and say, it seems like this thing is just going down. I mean, it really is right now. It reminds me of Tesla some of the day, not the most recent Tesla action, but there was a couple of years ago. I don't remember what it was now. Oh, I think it was when he was getting ready to buy Twitter. Yeah. But there are some days where you would watch Tesla and it just looked like this. Methodical. And then, a few days later, you'd see, Elon sold XYZ many more, hundreds of millions of dollars or $1 billion worth of shares because he was trying to raise money to get Twitter. But that's what it reminds me of. It just reminds me of there's big forces out there just selling, just a slow and steady bleed. Us mere mortals don't want to destroy the economy. Who does? Wonder if we'll hit a limit down. I don't know. We're down beyond 5%, but again, it's nothing violent. Like it's a slow violence, like a torturous violence. Like yesterday for the Bears, it was just, it was violence, but it was not like slow, steady violence. That thing just went straight up. And it was pretty much, your account was roasted in the matter of minutes. But here is definitely just a slow, steady bleed. Just almost like a slow, like there's a big seller out there slowly and methodically selling. Last 24 hours shaping up to be one giant pump and dump. I mean, from a technical standpoint, this is just, there's the very classic move within the world of trading. I'm known as a dead cat bounce. I mean, these are famous during big moves down, right? Crazy, up, and then the dead cat continues on down. Not saying that'll happen here, but yeah, today isn't totally shocking. And to be fair, let's say today drops even more and comes on right there and closes right there. What do we have right now just from a daily standpoint? Well, yeah, we do have a pullback from the highs. There would be a pullback, but then you'd say, well, but this all move started down here. So you could still argue, well, you still got a bull flag pattern. So yeah, today may feel really brutal, but looking at a daily time frame here, and I realize this is the Qs and not the NQ exactly, but my point here is that within the context of this candle, yeah, it feels like, it's dead bodies everywhere. But in all actuality, there's still the possibility that it just, okay, now we got, what's up? Why are these, we haven't had spam problems before. Hide user on this channel. Let's just do that. Okay, there we go. Now, do you guys all see the messages deleted by Clay Trader? Do you all see that, or is that just me that sees that? There's like about 8 of them. Do you guys see that or no? Oh, you do see that. Whereas if I just get rid of this person, all right, well, I don't know. That's annoying. This is the first day that we've had problems with spam. Oh, you don't see it anymore? So you don't, because, here, let me just show you what I see. Let's work smarter, not harder. Okay, so this is what I see. Do you guys see that or no? This area right here. Okay, you saw it, but then it went away, Andrew? Is that what you're saying? You saw it, but now it's gone? Okay. Saw it when it came up, gone now. Okay, good to know, good to know. So yes, again today, now this, like, I could see a short here, but or is this the start of one of these, dead cat bounces that boom shakalaka, but then it ends up rolling back down. So it's like, oh yeah, I was right from the short side. It's like, well, okay, yeah, you were right, but were you able to survive the boom shakalaka move right here? I don't know. I could see trying to do. I go short there with a stop above the 21 EMA. At least I keep a low risk probability. Again, a lower probability trade, but at least my risk is extra tight. Is there an IT person in the chat? Good question. Is there an IT person in the chat? This is getting greedy for shorts. I mean, I would argue it's been getting greedy for short. Like, I would argue from the short standpoint, people like that were getting short here or here. I mean, that's crazy. Because at that point, things like, especially people shorting into that pivot point, what are you doing? This move started all the way up here and it's all the way down here. Like, that is totally chasing. Now I realize, well, you don't know what you're doing. Well, yeah, it's easy to say that because we all know that happened afterwards. But at the time, like, what are you doing? Or even right here, like people were shorting the bottom of that, very nice hammer doji candle. They were like shorting that breakdown. And yeah, in hindsight, yeah, they were smart. It's like, yeah, in hindsight, but goodness. So I think that the shorts have been getting greedy and doing unwise things for the past 20 minutes, but hey, they've been right, I've been wrong. I don't know if those sorts of habits are going to pay off for them in the long run, though. Okay, they just completely it doesn't even show that a message was removed. Okay, good, Frank. Good to know. Okay, we are making progress here. Again, still got 45 minutes. I'm going for at least 2 hours, but if you want me to keep the party going beyond 2 hours, the way I gauge that is, are people still interested? And I gauge that question by likes and super chats. So if we can get this up over 100 within the next 43 minutes, we're good to go. So if you have not hit that like button yet, please be sure to do that. And also, are most of you here subscribers to the channel? Because I was looking at the stats yesterday, and I was like, I bet this live stream has really helped with the subscribing numbers. And they're down. Like, the subscriber numbers are down less than normal. So that really threw me off. So I'm like, do a lot of people just watch and then not subscribe? Or maybe most people already are subscribers? So I don't know. That threw me for a loop on that. But, so yeah, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please also consider hitting that subscribe button. FOC members, that's true, Charlie. That's a good point. There is a speech going on. So, yeah, the market. Hopefully they're saying, yeah, we have no plans of cutting interest rates. Because, yeah, the market, given it's a child, doesn't like to hear that, but that is the right move. If anything, they should be raising interest rates. I've shorted 5 times in a row off the EMA. Now, given which EMA? What's funny is I shorted at the top of this move around 864. I took 150 profit and got out. In a perfect world, if I had a crystal ball, I would have stayed. But $150 on just one MNQ, nothing to scoff at. But yeah, good old hindsight bias is probably saying like, yeah, that was stupid. Mega Dubstep, sell your week 2. I love your. Oh, the Forex guide's cool. You went through. So you're not day trading Forex, though, are you? If so, I'm gonna have to convert you over here real quick to Pam's Plant. Pam's Plant, it puts Forex day trading to shame. Didn't you just learn about futures yesterday, Strand? I might be confused. Hey Shane, good to see you. I'm a glutton for punishment. Is this going to be the bottom? I'm going to go long here. We're just going one because this is a total knife catch, but I mean, this has got to be the bottom at some point, right? Stop is right there, so we'll see what happens. So we are going to try to catch some sort of bottom here. If I get filled, I'll put a target right there. So, going for about 2.5 RVR. Forex Factory. Yeah, I've heard of several people use Forex Factory. That's a pretty good one. What is Pam's plant? It's an argument for why you should be day trading futures with a prop firm. It's an undefeated idea. It's a good idea. Nobody's been able... Okay, here we go. Let me... Oh, look at that. How did it not fill me? So let me go down a little bit more now. Again, low probability trade, but I could get a nice RVR on it if it does decide to come up in my favor. But it does need to come down. Again, I'm in knife catching mode right now. Is this some sort of double bottom? We'll see. But if it breaks below these lows, I'm out. Look at this. What are you... Look at this. Why are you not filling me? All right, I can't, because now it seems like if I do get filled, like that's where it starts to plunge to the downside. All right, let's try the fake break, slight fake break off of one. So I'll go fake break there, and then I'll put a stop loss down there at about. There we go. So maybe a slight fake break, and then let's see if we can. Maybe some shorts get hit here. We sucker them in, and then it goes. But I could be wrong. Okay, I'm in. Let's see if we can get a push upwards now. Come on, come up some more. Okay, I'll make sure this is a winning trade. Stop is in the green. Let's do it some more and out there. There we go. There we go. Well, and I got back to green. Nice, okay. So, got my stop loss into at break even, then slightly above, and then even more, and then it came down and stopped me out. So, all right, I'm glad I played the fake break there instead. But yeah, Pam's plant. Well, Mega. Let me first ask this: are you a day trader, Mega Dubstep? I could take this short again here because if I bought, what would that be? 65 down. Yeah, I'll take that. If it wants to come up here, and my stop will be right below these lows. Again, I'm catching falling knives here, so nope. Okay, now the risk profile changed too much, so never mind. Because the further this pushes, the further my stop needs to go, and that's just making the risk profile bigger than what I wanted it to be. So never mind. No, I don't know. Maybe for you, you're like, I don't know, that's still a small enough risk profile for me. That's cool, but for me, not what I was looking for. I shorted against you. Well, that's the amazing thing about the market. One person shorted on that move. He made 19 bucks. I don't even know what I made. 30-something bucks because I got back to the green. I'm looking to get long around. This is looking pretty spicy right now. Again, we're catching falling knives, but we're doing it very, I would argue, somewhat responsibly, given we're doing 1 MNQ. But one MNQ in this environment can add up pretty quickly. Let's see, buy right there, stop, sell stop right there. Okay. Let's see, can we get a bounce? Go, go, catching knives. Listen to my heart. Please don't slice. Again, low probability trade, but if I do get a bounce, it's going to pay me nicely. But it's always a big if. Not looking so hot, but I'm hanging it, and I am out. Oh, catching falling knives. No. That's not go chasing waterfalls. Go catching falling knives. That's the song. And I just got sliced. Again, because I'm looking at, and I can tell there's new people logging in. The context is, this is an account I got for the live stream. My other accounts, I'd argue an overall good day. Yes, I roasted that one. That account was a failed test. But then down here, I have a past 150K account today. So that's good. It's always a good day when you're passing accounts. It's always a good day, especially when they're take profit accounts, because they got the great payment structure once you get into that pro account. But so That's the context here, but yes. I am trying to catch some falling knives. I'm 1 for 3, down $40. So I guess I should just go short. I mean, what am I doing with my life? Charlie, you said somebody like all YouTube streamers, I make money off stream. Oh yeah, of course. Of course I'm making money off this. You think I'm choosing to spend time away from my family to hang out with you, Charlie? Free of charge? Are you serious, Charlie? Come on, man. I mean, some of you are cool, but then there's the Charlies of the world. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Charlie, like you're saying that like that's not obvious. Yes, I'm here to make money off the stream. Again, I like a lot of you. I do. A lot of you are great people, but if you think you're better than my friends and family, I mean, some of you might be, to be fair, but yeah, if I'm gonna take time away from them, I'm gonna monetize it. That's for sure. I think Charlie next Charlie's gonna be like, hey, did you know we land? Oh, what? I guess I can't say that. Some of you are like, no, that's not true. It's from Dumb and Dumber though. No way. We landed on the moon. Again, Charlie, I've had plenty of profitable days on stream. I mean, if anybody wants to back me up on that, has anybody ever? Can somebody let Charlie know if they've ever seen me have a green day on stream before? Because this is what happens. You go red, and then people like Charlie are like, well, yeah, you never make money on stream. Just stuff like this. Has anybody ever seen me make money? Because I will confess that from Charlie's point of view, me saying that, no, I've had green days. It's like, okay, you say that. But like, has anybody ever witnessed the green day here? Can anybody let Charlie know? Because I realize my words are just words. Because currently Charlie's... No, they are profitable traders off stream, not on. It's like, well, I don't know. I've had some profitable ones. Yes, I was going to say that, Charlie. Look at this thing. Man. Like, it's almost like I should just go short just for the sake of it. But that's, like, totally chasing. Totally chasing. Unbelievable. Bounce at 1,800. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Go for it, Andrew. Just run the stop because you're chasing. Or not chasing. Catching falling knives. Hopefully you don't get hit sliced. Could I play that on stream or would I get a copyright? Probably. They'd probably copyright me, right? If I started playing the tune of Catching Waterfalls and then then to the tune I'm singing. That's what we should be playing. It would probably be a copyright strike, but if I could play the music or the tune, I know nothing about music. Play the tune to Go Chasing Waterfalls while I sing Catching Knives. That'd be pretty good. I don't know. Do I short here with a stop right here? Maybe this will be an example of why you shouldn't chase. But that's a 50-point stop. That's a $100 risk right there. Hey, thank you, Siri. Yeah, exactly. And with that short, done for the day. Good job. Good job on the short. I wish I would have shorted. Your vibrato. I think that's a term in singing. Vibrato? I think I've heard of that. I don't know what it is, though. But it's crazy. Hopefully you mean crazy good. Like my face. Charlie, you mentioned that the speech was going on. Are you listening to the speech or are you just saying that it's going on? Out of curiosity, do we know what this guy's... Yesterday, people did mention you enjoyed kind of talking econ, talking current events. So maybe we can try that. But like, yeah, what is... No, there's not even a red banner on CNBC. Where are bonds at? Remember, we got to keep our eye on bonds. Important. Uh-oh. They're holding pretty steady. Now total 145%. Amazon CEO. Sellers will pass increased tariff costs on the consumers. Yes, we know that. Economics 101. Trump walked back his tariff roll-off, but the damage is already, or is it already done? Global. Yeah, I don't see anything about, I was maybe thinking maybe there'd be a red banner news, but I mean, is the short here 1,800? I don't know. I don't know. There's another bond auction today? I thought that was yesterday. But to be fair, maybe there's multiple ones. Usually people don't care about bond auctions, but yeah, in this current atmosphere, that's all of a sudden become something that people do care about. FOM, no, I don't think FOMC later. Well, here's a bounce. Well, one of you said, will it bounce off 18,000? And I mean, it did. But did you weather the storm? Because it dropped 53 points below. That's a pretty big storm to weather. Maybe you did weather it. Goolsby and Harker were yapping. I track, so I don't trade. Yeah, if you figure out what they were saying, Charlie, and you don't mind dropping that in there, but it'd be okay. Is this coming back down? But see, now my stop's got to be way up there. This is like that's an 85-point stop with one M and Q. That's still nuts. 85-point stop. I mean, I guess I could make it right here, but that's still not doing much. I don't know. Let's try right here. If it 60. Yeah. Let's try right here. We'll try short. My stop will be right above there. We'll see if it wants to come back up to me. Or do I try the double bottom down here? You know what? We'll give it a try. So double bottom. Stop down there. Don't get caught in a halt. It doesn't matter. This is a test account. I'm not doing my, well, I did a couple pros just, but like now in this environment, I'm going to protect my pros, see if I can get some passes. But yeah, this has been nuts. Oh, okay. Yeah, just, I see. Yeah, yeah. Don't even want to get stuck in a halt regardless. So, stupid question. It never halted yesterday, but we went 7%. Or is that only 7% down? Your voice and vibrato are the holy grail. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If S&P reaches 7% down, oh, where's the S&P at right now? Oh, all right. We still got another percentage. Oh, man, that would have got me too trying to catch that falling knife. Broke down through there. Man. Post Fed's Goolsby. The Fed timetable is not the market timetable. Ah, yep, that would do it. Thank you, Charlie. My stops are at least 100 points, but my winners are usually double on one micro. That is a good trade. No, that's fine. That's fine, but I mean, you also have to be okay with taking a 100-point loss. Which I guess on what? That's with one micro, $200. So to be fair, Shane, it's not like you're risking thousands upon thousands of dollars. I mean, I'm searching for answers right now. Is there a trend line that's like a magical, mystical trend? Ooh, let me cook. Let me cook. Is that the Holy Grail trend line? I'll try it. If it comes down there, do we get another bounce off that level? Let me cook. Oh, falling wedge. Falling wedge. Ooh, this is getting spicy. Oh, wait, this is the NQ. Oh, I almost did it 3 days in a row. I want to be on the MNQ. Well, there's the break of the falling wedge. I don't know if I can trust it, though. Especially when my stops, you know, chain's not, like, being ridiculous. Like, whatever. No. Falling wedge is a bullish pattern, by the way. You would think the falling wedge is a bearish one, but actually the rising wedge is the bearish one, and there is a falling wedge breakout that I did not have enough courage to buy. Now, will it be a genuine breakout? So, again, we have a couple of categories. If you are a scalper, plenty of room there for you to scalp out. Now it's just a question of, for the people that were wanting more follow-through, are they going to get it? Or are they going to be sitting there saying, I wish I would have just scalped? That is where things currently stand right now. Are we going to get more follow-through? We got the break of the falling wedge. Can the falling wedge get some follow-through? So right now, the scalpers are thinking, yes. What's the tariffs on China right now? We just were looking at that. I want to say 145, if my memory's right. Let's see. Where did we see that? Yeah, 145. Now total 145. But I don't think that has anything to do with this right now. Right now, thanks to Charlie, who's sipping a whiskey, listening to these Fed guys, or at least searching them out. They're saying basically, yeah, we're not raising it, or we're not lowering interest rates. Like, sorry. All right, trying to make another push back upwards. I'd be interested in shorting here, but now this breakout on the falling wedge has me a little worried to get short. So I'm gonna pass on the short here. I was thinking, could I get short right there? But I think that would be a stop out loss, and yeah, it's looking like it very well could be. I think I'd still be in a little bit here, but if it goes up over 18,100, I'd definitely be stopped out on that. So still good. So that'll be my mental paper trade here. 18,100 would have been the stop, and I would have been out. All right, so now the scalpers of that falling wedge are like, oh, why did I choose to scalp? And the people that wanted more, congratulations, you're getting more. We'll see how it behaves at that 21. Yeah, last time it got up to the 21, it did peek its head a little bit through there, but then getting rejected, but has not been up there since. The falling wedge pattern strikes. Is this a short? 60, like a 30-point risk. Low probability trade. And we'll try the rejection off of here. I don't know. This falling wedge has got some gumption. The trend is your friend. Yeah, I get that, but the trend has been almost too good of a friend. Where is this friend going to all of a sudden turn into a mortal enemy where it just snaps back against you? All right. What would that be if I got short, if it came back down 24 up to 40? Yeah, I'll do that. So if this wants to come back down, I'll get short there with a stop of right there, but it's got to come down. And we'll see if I can try to catch it on the way back down. But if it pushes up higher through here, then my risk profile changes and I would no longer be interested. So yeah, let's see if I can capture it back down. So red line is the short. And I guess I'll deal with that risk profile still. But if it pushes up and puts in any more new highs, actually, let me move up my entry point a tad. There we go, I'm in. So let's see if this thing does indeed want to roll back over. Is this a dead cat bounce or is this the start of a much bigger bounce? Not looking so good, but we'll see. We'll see. Mark my trade, Clay. I'm in. 171 going short. Okay. 17. Where? Oh, okay. And I think Shane is, I think I'm short with Shane. He's probably got a wider stop than me, though. All right. Let's see if we can get this thing to come back down. I mean, the trend is still down. There's no doubt about that. The overall trend is down. But is this, kind of where things want to roll back over or not? We'll see. In at 153, looking for the rollover. All right. We'll see if we can get it. I mean, this is a great position. I'm right at the 21 EMA. It is getting rejected. It's just a matter of it's been rejected. Doesn't want to actually roll over, though. So, I mean, I'm right where I need to be. Nice risk versus reward here, because if this does roll back over, I'm going to be looking at a very nice payday relative to what's being risked. But we still do need it to actually roll over. And it's being very stubborn in that regard. And, and I'm out. All right, well, I tried. I like that trade. I would take that trade again. Overall downtrend, I had it. It just didn't work out. Frank, it sounds like you're kind of jumping around strategies. It sounds like you were looking for a bigger move, but then all of a sudden it turned into a scalp. I mean, if you're gonna give it a chance, and give it a chance. Oh, well, now you tell me, Austin. Long from where? You got long up here, Austin? Or you got long on the falling wedge breakout? Where did you get long? I almost want to take it again if it comes down here. That's a big old stop. Maybe I should go with NQ. Go big or go home. Tight stop, market too volatile, give it a chance. I think that stop was pretty good. I mean, I had a well-defined area. Different upper trend line. Gotcha. What would this be? Pretty much account roasted. Again, for those of you watching, I am willing to get more risky just because this is an account solely for the live stream. I've already had a good day, passed the test. So just keep that in mind. That's the context. I mean, you shouldn't be following me anyways, but that is the context. I'm going to take this short if it comes down through that trend line. And I'm going NQ. Because I really do like this setup. I got the stop right above here, although the stop may be my account with it's about 70 points. So every points, no, I'd still have an account. But it'd be a big loser. But I like it. We'll see if it wants to come back down. Congratulations, though, if anybody did play that falling wedge. We'll get that out of here for now. All right, never mind on that. My risk profile is thrown off, so I cannot take that short. We need 10 more likes to keep the party going. So we got 17 minutes to get 10 more likes. Because I'm going for at least 2 hours, but if you want the party to go beyond 2 hours, got to keep hitting that like button. So the bounce continues. Shane, where's your stop at? We'll give some volatility, so wide stop. Good spot stops at 285. All right, this is Shane's stop up here, looks like. How are we looking today? Good. On the accounts that I really cared about, well, one of them got roasted, but I passed the 150K account, which is always a good day. So yeah, overall good day. But yeah, my live stream account right now, I'm 1 for 4. Try to catch falling knives, then try to catch this bounce and go kind of with the trend, looking for it to roll over. Right here, but it did not roll over. It just kept on working upwards. I know, I'm almost thinking, do you get long here? Is this thing just going to be a grind up to at least right there? Does the 21 EMA now behave as a support? Was a resistance, so is this going to be the classic example of this resistance now behaving as support? Maybe. GME always hits green the first. Okay. JDA, remember last time we were here, we all kind of agreed, like, make a comment or two about GME, but then kind of drop it. So that rule still applies. Like, we all know you're just joking around. We all know that you don't actually think that thing's going to $500. So just, a couple of comments is fine. But as we discussed last time you were here, you got severely downvoted. GME is a thing of the past, my friend. Dude, that's like so 2021, man. Bruh, that's so 2021. Cap. Or does that mean I'm lying? Which one is lying and which one's not? Is it no cap or cap? Which one means lie? My nephews and nieces were trying to tell me, but I don't remember what it was. Does cap mean I'm lying, or is no cap mean I'm lying? Oh, cap is a lie. Okay. So no cap, JDA. You got in what you wanted to say, so we'll move it from there. Enron is the new hot stock. Exactly. Yeah, maybe 50 cents. I don't know. Am I crazy for thinking to play a breakout through here? Like, am I seeing things, or even right there maybe? I don't know. Am I seeing things? I mean, we're getting essentially a bull pennant here has formed. For you golfers, let's get the golf hole down here. So there's the bull pennant. I realize it's a bull pennant in an overall downtrend, so can it be trusted? That's the question. But it is a bull pennant. How long have you been trading? I got started back in college in 2006. And I thought I was going to be rich on a penny stock that specialized in stainless steel mufflers. That's how stupid I was. If 171 holds here, I'll be out of it. Has to close below. If 171 holds here. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to try to play the lower part of that trend line for a bounce back up, but I don't know. Oh boy. Buying breakouts and downtrends is kind of spooky. And it is a bull pennant. The one problem here is even if it breaks out, I wouldn't get too excited because not that far up above you have looming overhead the 50 period moving average. So it could be a short-lived breakout very realistically. I thought I was going to be rich on a penny stock that was looking to cure macular. Well, at least that's like something legitimate. Like at least, like I get it. If you get fooled by like some sort of drug that's supposed to cure cancer or like that, or if like you get fooled by something that's supposed to be the next great technology, I get that. If you get fooled by like a gold company that was supposedly about to stumble upon a huge mine, I get that. But me, stainless steel mufflers, I've yet to meet anybody that was dumber than I was. Again, like that's not, I can see that force fed. Like, okay, that's like a pharmaceutical type thing. I understand that. I can see how you might have been thought like, oh, something's being cured. Stainless steel mufflers. That's why when I get tough on people, I'm like, I don't do it as like a snob. Like I think I'm better than you. Because I guarantee you're not being as dumb as I was. But I do recognize dumb. Because I was very dumb. I don't know. Do I short that with a move down to there? I just want to shine. I mean, yeah, shiny mufflers are nice. I guess that's kind of what they're curing is non-shiny mufflers, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm not aware of anybody that could beat that. Stainless steel mufflers. I'm like, why am I getting this engineering degree? What do I need this for? Again, these are very risky trades right now because I am doing NQ. So for you, those you watching, but just keep in mind, this is kind of a burner account, if you will, just for the live stream. My main things are taken care of. So that is kind of the context of my psychology. Is it's not like I'm necessarily looking for like an A++ setup. So just keep that in mind. We still need 5 likes, by the way, if this party is going to continue. So we have 10 minutes to get, actually for the JJ effect, 6 likes. So if you have not hit the like button yet and you want the stream to keep on going beyond 2 hours, make sure you hit that like button. Or I mean, I usually do likes and super chats. I didn't do a super chat this time because I assumed the likes would be no problem. Or if somebody wants to shine up, $20 super chat. There we go. But I think the likes will be fine. But like I said, because I know sometimes people had already used their like, so there's another way that you can still communicate interest. Or $20 in total super chats. Look at it, this thing's hovering. There we go. 2 more likes and the party will continue. What would be great is this, and I'm telling you, I'm going to take it short. If this comes down here, does not break, bounces up a little bit on the next candle, and then comes down, I'm taking that. So this candle cannot break. Don't break, just bounce. There we go, 101 likes, fantastic. The goal is still 120. Okay, like I said. Okay, now come up, come up. Come up and hit this line and then come back down. And I'm getting short right there. But it needs to come. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it wants to come down through that area. Did you use my code Strand, hopefully? Yesterday when you signed up? I did, thank you. Remember, you can only make $4,500 in a single day, so don't go beyond that today. Once you get to the pro account, you can make as much as you want in a single day, but during the test phase, you're only allowed to make 50% of your profit target. So with 9,000 being your profit target, don't make more than 4,500 in any day. All right, can we get the breakdown through here and then some continuation? Again, high risk trade. Did not fill me. Oh, well. And up it goes. $1,500 yesterday afternoon and to the $1,500 today. Yesterday afternoon. The market closed at 5 p.m. Eastern. So this session will be done at 5 p.m. Eastern. The new session starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. So every day the market is closed for, all right, well, tried. Glad I didn't get filled there. That's why I'm glad I didn't try to anticipate the break or get in immediately at the break because that would have been sucking me right in. But the new session will start tonight at 6 p.m. So the markets are closed on Saturdays for futures, and then they'll open back up on Sunday at 6 p.m. But yeah, this session ends at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Then the next session will open up at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight. That's a very loaded question, Andy. And I hesitate to give you where you can start to learn that stuff because I don't know what kind of guy you are. Are you offended if people try to sell you stuff? If so, then don't worry. Then I won't say anything. Does TPT work on PST? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, when they update their back end? Oh, Trump's talking right now? Thank you, Austin. All right, I'm probably going to just stand and watch. Oh, no. There's the breakout. Too spooky with the 50 period right above. And with Trump talking. I mean, you're going to be getting the answer to that because it's actually a very loaded question. Like, from your perspective, maybe you think like, what are you doing? It's just a basic question. That's not a basic question. I mean, that's actually like that's doing a deep dive into figuring out what works. But that's also where my mentorship program comes into play. But I know there's a lot of people that are like offended. Like if you sell anything at all, like you're the worst person because some people are just like, no, you owe it to me for free to do something. I'm not saying you're that type of person, Andy, but I know there are a lot of people that are. So I don't want to ruffle your feathers. Do I try to play the back test and go here, or is this a fake move? Trump talking is such a big variable, though. Such a variable. And I also have to face it. So what I'm watching over on the 5-minute. So we have the 21 EMA and the 5-minute, which right there rejected the price. So it is hovering right below it. So do you get short here with a move back to the downside? But I don't know because it did just break. But Trump talking. Thank you for that, Austin. That's helpful to know. Is that what he's talking about? Is China right now? I mean, maybe a scalp. Maybe I could try a scalp up through there, but then that's. Or if he says something and it spikes up, would that be enough? What is that right there? 22. So we'll see if we can get a push up through there. Just looking for a scalp. He's holding a cabinet meeting. Putting tariffs on a pause. That was announced yesterday, Vinny. Hey, good to see you, Salty Warpig. Haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was some sketchy stuff going on in the options market yesterday. Like, without doubt, inside trading going on. Will people get busted? I don't know. But there was some, I should try to bring that up. There was a couple tweets out there that were like, when you look at the option activity, like 10 minutes before all that, it was wild. All right, I'll cancel that out. So for sure, some people knew some things before it was announced. Because to see all that option activity right before, that's like, it should be for the SEC. It should be shooting fish in a barrel. Like that's easy pickings there. And that's one of those things where, I mean, that's where the SEC, like if people are going to get busted for insider trading, I mean, I'm not going to say every time, but most of the time, people are getting busted in the options market because it's pretty easy to be like, wait a second, you put on a whole lot of risk. You put a whole lot of money into something super risky at that moment in time, yet not that long after that happened. What made you take risks that, mathematically speaking, in no way made any sense? Other than what was so I mean, that's where people, because that's where you can make a ton of money if you have the inside information, is the options market. But that's where also the SEC, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. And yesterday's action was like so obvious. Uh-oh. Now we got the pullback here. Man, I'm getting a little worried for you. It's the walk. Like, you've made those comments a couple times before, and I took it as you just joking, but like, that's the only kind of comment you make. Like, are you a degen? Or are you still just joking around and that's the only thing? Like, I'm a little concerned for you. Like, I remember you're the guy that was doing options, but now you're doing Pam's plant, which is great. But like my friend, like, just I'm from friend to friend. I'm just gonna hit you between the eyes. Are you a degen? Are you a degenerate? Because all you talk about is zero or hero. I hope you're just kidding, because that's not going to be. I mean, there is no sustainability. Now, if your goal is, I don't feel like paying for a plane ticket to Las Vegas, so I'm just going to sit here and use the markets to gamble, then cool, fine. But like, if your goal is like, I want to be like a serious trader, I want to become a consistent trader, then that mindset's not going to yield those results. If they're going to use insider trading info to profit themselves either way, he might as well announce it to the world. The Uniparty thanks everyone for their bucks. It is tremendous cabinet. Meeting bigly. Yeah, somebody should try to find, if somebody could, if there's like some stuff on Twitter. I guess I don't know how to, I don't use Twitter enough to. But yeah, if somebody can look it up on Twitter, there's an infograph out there that shows the option activity, and it's like, huh, that's interesting. Yeah, Drew, that's why I'm saying, Drew, I'm not holding my breath that the SEC actually does bust anybody for insider trading, but you would think that if it was a completely unbiased organization, then it would be easy peasy busting those people, because that was way too big of a coincidence. This is about to either go very well or very poorly as I try to let's see. How do I? Okay. Insider trading. Would that maybe bring something up? Oh, all right. Is this what I'm looking for? Okay, right here. NASDAQ call volume spiked minutes before the 90-day pause was announced. Yeah, all right. So right here, who are these people? Who are you? I think there was one for the SPY too. Is that the NASDAQ one? Anyways, I'm not. Maybe would it be SPY? Or maybe I should probably put that. Let's see if that does that make any difference. Okay, is this it? Here we go. Yeah. So who are these people that just started buying some positions that didn't make a whole lot of sense at that moment in time? Huh. Same with these people right here. But that spike right there. Come on, SEC. It looks like we got some insider trading. That should be like shooting fish in a barrel right there. How do you get access to that information real time? I don't know what chart that was. Actually, let me. Is that Thinkorswim? That might be Thinkorswim. I don't know. And then what is this? Okay, so this is okay. That's the one we already saw. That was for the Nasdaq. But yeah. Hello. Who are you? Are you just financial geniuses or what? I mean, talk about getting paid. Hello, who are you? SEC. We'll see if anything comes from it. Greta Thunberg. It was definitely Greta Thun, however you say her name. Yes, that's definitely who it was. Well, pushing upwards here a little bit now. I'm going to refresh my connection real quick. I'm not sure my page is actually reflecting what's actually being reflected. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Oh, and I got the time back up there. All right, okay, cool. I don't know if that does anything on your end, but I don't know. Maybe try a little scalp here on the way back down if it wants to come back down. What was? Whoa! What was that? That was weird. That's totally not where I'd put that order. Look how jumpy it's getting. Look at these spreads. Must just be trade ovate. Or am I blind? Are these glasses deceiving me? Those are really big spreads, right? I'm not crazy. Just watch out. It's going to bomb. If by bomb you mean go in the upwards direction, JDA. Oh, boy. See, that's why we don't want to talk uncertainties like that, JDA, or else you lose all credibility immediately. It's going to bomb. Not there's a chance it'll bomb, or it looks possible it'll bomb, or it might be bombing. But when you talk uncertainties like that, it's going to bomb. That's a credibility killer. Always throw in maybes or it could or potentially because that's how you speak truthfully about the markets because there's no guarantees. But to say something is going to happen, well, I guess to be fair, maybe you truly did believe that, so you literally went all in on the short side. Like literally, you went all in because you said it is going to bomb. I mean, I got a couple cardboard boxes in my garage I'll give you because you just got roasted. 30-year bond auction is occurring, right now. And that was at 1 o'clock, huh? Yep. Or a little bit after. JD, I'd hide for the rest of the live stream and hope people forget about the name. You just lost it on that one. It's going to bomb, and then it literally shot straight up. Like 200 points. Keep your head down now. Come back in a week whenever nobody remembers you. Paper train was down 650, now up 500 in total. All right. And look at this move down here. Little scalp there. Uh-oh. Gotta ban this person. Okay, let's see. I just need to remove the message. Hey, thank you, Hooch. Hooch is on it. Great, we've been found by those clowns that have already found my YouTube channel comment section. How does it feel to have 6 kids? I guess I don't know. I don't know any different. So hard question to answer. I will say this: it's good when you have older ones in combination with younger ones. Now, if I don't even what's the number for 6? Like if there's triplets, there's twins. I don't know what 6 is, but like if they all showed up at the same time, man, that'd be pretty crazy. But when they're scattered, our oldest is actually going to be a teenager in like 10 days. So any of you with teenagers, I'll take any advice. But when you have older and then mixed with younger, you work out kind of a system. Sextuplets, okay, yeah. If there's like sextuplets, that's that'd be kind of sketchy. Let's see if we can get more of a breakdown here. Or is this just gonna fill me and just rip right my face off? In and out. There we go. So as I was thinking, it should be very anticlimactic. $60 win right there. Claire, you're so blessed in your life. 1% like 6 kids. You beat the. Thank you, Noah. I'm trying. Trying to do my best. Trying to do my best. Short at 300. Winning trade, but how much? You're going to short at 300? If anything, I might like to play the scalp to the upside now. Let's see. See if we can get a quick little move to the upside here. How is it not filling me? There we go. In and out there. If you blinked, you missed that one too. Now up 120. I should just... Why am I not doing 6 contracts? I think that's the limit for 50. Let's go check that. I'm on 50. How many can I do? Oh, yeah. I could do six of those. Man, if I just done six of those, I'd be back to green, no problem. Maybe do I do it? 6. Boom. Boom. Right here. Buy. Look for 6. That'll bring me. That'll bring me back to green, no problem. But now we're pulling back. Again, if you're enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. Going for 120 likes. So if you have not yet hit that like, let's get that goal. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I think I've learned I got to start to ask that too. Hit that subscribe button. This line down here is still very interesting. It's still whispering my name for a potential short. To get any money off from the passing the test. Yeah, the deal right now, if you pass, so and this is most prop, I mean, I think all prop firms, but let me do this real quick. So you have your test, and then once you pass and you go here, per your question, I think all prop firms have what's called an activation fee, and for Take Profit Trader, the activation fee is $130. Nope, you can't even see that because it's... So to go from test to pro, the activation fee is $130. But right now, the promotion, so if you use the link that you see at the top of the page, use code CLAY. Part of that is the 30% off, but also no activation fee. So you could be literally all in for a pro account for, whatever the price of the account you get. So if you do get the one that's at the top of the screen, the 50K purchasing power for the 119, that's you're all in. You could be in the pro account for only 119. Whereas in normal situations, you'd have to add on, the 130 to whatever this amount is. But here, with this current deal, all in for that price. How do you get out of the trade so fast? Are you having, because I'm using, what does ATM stand for? I ask for that every day now. Advanced Trade Management. I'm using an ATM order. So I'm telling it where to buy and where to sell, and it does both things at once. Do you have a chance to clarify the pro 5% rule? There is no pro 5% rule, JMO. There's no consistency rule once you get into the pro accounts, with TPT, that is. All prop firms have differences, but with TPT, there's no... Oh, the 5%, like the... Yeah, just don't get stuck in a halt. That's what that one is for. Don't get stuck in a halt. All right, kind of higher risk here. But I'm right at that trend line. Is this thing about to flush? So let's see. We'll go big or go home on this one. The people demand it. Try to get another one down there. Definitely have some support in this area. All right, well, it took me out for the 60 again. So now back to green on the day. Is this a buy right here? Maybe. Yeah, that seems plausible. About 130. Is Trump still speaking? Does anybody know? This is spooky when... What am I doing? What am I... You all heard me say... I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes there's a lot going on with the live stream. But I could have sworn, and like I said, this might be hindsight confirmation bias, which I appreciate this because I know you guys will hold me accountable. But did I not say that I still like that trend line for a short? Did I say... I think I said... I was like, well, I really like that trend line for a short still. Did I say that, or am I just imagining that? I could just be imagining it because it's like some sort of confirmation bias occurring. But I could have sworn not that long ago I was commenting on that trend line and that I liked it for a short. Is that true or no? Again, no offense will be taken. You guys need to hold me accountable. Like, no, Clay, you definitely never said that. I did call it. I remember. Okay, so I'm not crazy. So why was I going long there? I mean, it worked out fine, but you said something about the moving average touching the trend line. Yeah. Oh, well. Well, do we get a back test? This could be very interesting now. The back test and go. I may very well be interested. The price comes up here, hits it, and goes back down. When can we withdraw from pro account? After you go above the buffer, which is your drawdown amount. So if your drawdown amount is 1,500, make 1,500. Anything above 1,500, you can either leave in the account and build your buffer larger, or you can start to take profit, which is the great debate. Do you build your buffer, or do you just pull money out and get paid? Some people will say, no, I think you should grow the buffer. Make it so you could, in theory, you could have a $15,000 losing trade, yet you still don't lose your account. Some people will make that argument. Other people will say, no. As soon as you can start to get paid, get paid. So a great topic of debate. Yeah. What was it? I'm not saying how to play that I'd still be in if I had shorted that trend line, but I definitely thought I heard about it. Kevin, failed my first TP2 evals, passed the third. Last three. Good job. Working on buffer now. Thanks for being so support. What size accounts, Kevin? That deserves a like, too. I just answered that. I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Dihal Wall. Or maybe, to be fair to you, maybe you asked that after or before I had answered it. Could you explain the prop accounts? I don't quite understand. Is that like real money, and how do they not go bankrupt? No, that's a very good question. So they don't go bankrupt because during this test phase here, it's on a simulator. Even the first stage of pro is on a simulator. Once you really, really, really prove yourself as a trader, then you go into the live market, which is why I like Take Profit Trader, because it's a sustainable business model. Because in theory, if you show up as a really good trader, you could bankrupt the prop firm, because if they have to keep paying you all this money that was being made in the simulator environment, they're eventually going to run out of money. But with Take Profit Trader, once you reach the point where you're like, wow, you're a baller, then they'll move you into the pro account, which is live data, which means you're making money not from the company anymore, you're making money from the market. So the reason why is because these losses up here, on this one, if you lose 2,000, well, you're not actually losing $2,000 of anybody's money. Just the same here. Some people are like, well, that's so messed up, because so you make 3,000, but you don't get to keep any of that during the test phase. Well, no, because there's actually not $3,000 that has been made, because it's a simulator environment. So that's how that is all working out, and why you've got to be very careful with the prop firm that you use, because you've got to make sure, do they have a track record of paying traders? There have been prop firms that have been scams, that have sold people a bill of goods, have had bad business models that are not sustainable, which again, why is I only have 2 promotion codes. I have the code for Take Profit Trader and the code for Apex. So even if you're an Apex user out there, and if you want to support the channel, use code CLAY, CLAY in all caps. But the reason why I do have, and I'm willing to affiliate, put my name next to those. Again, I'm the biggest believer in Take Profit Trader, but both firms have a history of paying people out. They have a track record. They didn't just show up last night. Because you got to be very careful, and there have been some scammy prop firms out there. But I've been paid by Take Profit Trader. Many members of my private community have been paid by Take Profit Trader, and many members of my community have been paid by Apex too. I've not, because again, I don't use them, but I do I do trust members that use them. So that's how it all works. Good question. Because I've had this like, how are they not going bankrupt? Because it's all being done during the test phase when you're trying to prove yourself. It's all being done in a simulator environment. So not a dumb question at all, Thor. Do you build a buffer or without? So far, I've just been taking payments, so I can say that I've gotten some payments, right? Because again, I just started in November with Pam's Plant. Pam's Plant being the argument right here that you want to day trade. So Pam's Plant is for day trading. If you want to be a day trader, then Pam's Plant is great, meaning day trade futures with a prop firm. And these are all the arguments of why it makes sense. And as I said earlier, this is an undefeated argument. Nobody has been able to give me a reason why there's a better or different way to go about day trading that makes more sense than that. What was I saying? What did I? Oh, so yeah, I am still new to the world of Pam's Plant back in November. But yeah, it's an interesting question. A lot of ways to go about it. Build buffer or just take the money. Got people texting me. You know the market's in the headlines when like people that usually don't text. Well, I mean they'll text you, but it's not about the markets. Hey man, what's going on with the markets? Wild ride. Kevin 50. Okay, good job. 3 in a row, fantastic. Well done, Kevin. Basically, you have to prove yourself first. It's just like paper trading. Correct, exactly, Prima. Yep. Your drawdown is the amount that you have. This is your drawdown. Right here. That's your drawdown. So that's also going to be the buffer. Seems to be a little bit of a... Are we at 120? Where are we at? Okay, we got 5 minutes and we'll be at 2.5 hours, but let's hit our goal and we'll keep the party going. But we need 5 more likes because the goal from the get-go was 120 likes. So let's try to get, or I guess Kevin just gave a $10 super chat. So either $5 more in super chats, which would bring the total of 15, or 5 more likes now, because we got to factor in the JJ effect. So we got 5 minutes, but if you have not hit that like button yet, you want the party to continue, hit that button. I could see this being another scalp down here. Look forward to, or I don't know, is that a kind of a let it ride? I don't know. It's just, again, the stops are so wide on this one today. We'll keep an eye on it. What trading platform am I using for this? I am, first off, just to kind of walk you through how it works if you want to do Pam's Plant. So assuming that you want to use Take Profit Trader, then like I said, you'll use that link that you see at the top, use code CLAY, which will give you the 30% off and then the 0 activation fee. So you'll choose what purchasing power you want. And then during the checkout phase, they'll ask you, well, what platform do you want to use? And I use, and what you're seeing on the screen is Tradeovate. And then they'll go and create the account for you, which is really nice because it's not like now you have to go to Tradeovate's site and set up an account and go through all that rigmarole. Nope, they do all that for you. And then they'll send you the login information. So here's your login information for Tradeovate. So then you go to Tradeovate, log in, and you'll see what you have here. Oh, there's the break. And I missed it. Let's maybe try lows here. See if it wants to push slightly below. Oh, no. Basically, there we go. I thought, because right when it got in, it gave me a terrible fill. But it came down some more. There we go. So there's another one for 240. Another quick little scalp. Jeffrey Hughes, is profit target max profit for the day? No, so during the test phase, you're not, they have something called the 50% consistency rule, which so for, if you're doing the 100,000 purchasing power, the profit target is to make 6,000, but they have a 50% consistency rule, which means in any one day, you're not allowed to make more than 50% of that amount. So in this situation, it would be $3,000 that you're not allowed to make in a single day. On this account, you would not be allowed to make more than $1,500 because then $1,500 is 50% of that. But then once you get to the pro account, so once you graduate, prove yourself as a trader, because they do that because they don't want somebody to show up YOLO with one trade and then pass. Because does that actually prove anything? No, it just proves that you got lucky. But once you go from the test phase and move into the pro account, then you can make as much as you want. There's no more consistency rule, which down here you can see consistency rule right there. Yes, and then none and none. So that's how that all works right there. Yeah, Jeffrey, it's hard. Like I said, Pam's Plant, it's hard to beat that argument. Nice, 122 likes with a couple minutes to spare. I am having fun with this group, so let's just make it. Let's sure we can get up to at least 130 likes by 2 hours and 45 minutes, and we'll at that point we'll just make it a 3-hour stream. So if you have not hit that like button and you want to make this officially a 3-hour stream, then in the next we need to make it. Let's make it 135. Yeah, we can get 11 likes. Need 11 likes in the next basically 16 minutes. Or $15 in super chats. One of the two. TikTok. So have you passed any tests at It's the Walk to you? Because I know you're doing Pam's Plant. Are you just slinging contracts around and hoping it works out? All right, here's the back test of that breakdown point. I don't really trust it enough to want to get short up around that area. I will say here is a little bit more interesting. So short, there, stop, up above, that trend line right there. Just thinking out loud. Again, this is not advice. This is just entertainment. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is the back test, but that seems a little bit more plausible. But what's got me a little sketched out is over on the 5-minute. I mean, that's a pretty big hammer. That's a lot of buying that just brought it back up. So is this got some more fuel left in the rocket engine? Because then that's a pretty big bounce. Pretty big bounce. By the way, does anybody here use Apex? And if so, if you're looking to get yourself some Apex accounts, can you try code Clay? I just got it yesterday, but I have no idea if it works. So if anybody does use Apex also, and you just happen to be looking and needing some more accounts, if you wouldn't mind, if you are, and you're just looking to support the channel, if you want to use code Clay, that also works at Take Profit Trader, so it works for both. But it was kind of the hassle to get the code for Apex, so I don't. But I don't know if there's better deals out there with certain select people. I don't know how that works. So if there's a better deal, then yeah, obviously go get the better deal. But if all codes are equal right now, and if you are willing to support the channel, looking to support it, and also just looking to get Apex, if you don't mind using that code, and also let me know you use it so I can go check behind the scenes and see if it's working or not. But yeah, as at this point, I'm not quite sure. All right, well there's the short. So I'll paper trade this one out. So let's see. I'll put my stop where it would have been, right above that trend line, like I said. Maybe a little bit above. There we go. So right now, looking like I'm glad I did not take that trade. Again, I was scared because of that big old hammer, as I just went over. But to be fair, maybe you saw something that was like, no, I'm not scared of that hammer. I ain't scared of no hammer. I was scared of the hammer, but maybe I was wrong to have been scared of the hammer. We'll see what happens, because that would have been my stop loss right there. I know. All right, so that would have been a losing trade. I'm glad I was scared of the hammer. I was scared of that hammer. Or would this be a situation where I'd barely get stopped out and then it's going to roll back over? I was 500 away from passing, went against my strategy. Hey, that's not bad on a second attempt, being $500 away from passing. That's not terrible. So it sounds like you're just goofing around here when you're always talking about like being a degen, like go big or go home. Sounds like that's just you messing around. So that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad that you are trying to be serious. And yeah, that's there's no shame in blowing up accounts. It's part of the prop firm world, part of the prop firm strategy. But yeah, not bad at all for your second attempt to be 500 away. Not bad, not bad. Is it safe to say that it's much easier to swallow a couple dollar loss as opposed to, or the thousands of dollars? Hey, wow, thanks, Kevin. Tradeovate versus other platforms with TPT. I tried the PC install, seems laggy at times. I'm using the PC install, and I mean, yeah, it has its moments, but as far as I can tell, when I asked the community about it, if they're also having issues, they're also having issues. So I don't think it's necessarily a PC thing. But I'm also used to DOS, Cobra Trader when I I don't think there's a way to get around the glitchiness. I think sometimes, especially when things just go crazy, that just sort of comes with the territory. The PC install is basically just the browser. Well, I like the PC install because it like remembers on my screen where it puts things. Maybe that's possible in the browser too, and I'm just not smart enough to figure that out. Again, we have about 11 minutes. We got to get this up to 135 likes if we want the party to continue. So either $10 more in Super Chats, because Kevin just hooked us up with another 5. So either $10 more in Super Chats or 10 more likes. So if you want the party to continue, hit that like button. Yeah, the hammer. The hammer was good. Because, yeah, now and this makes me feel good because what would have been really bad is if it would have come up here, stopped me out, and then rolled back over. But at this point, I mean, yeah, it's grinding quite a bit now. All right, well, it's not looking like we're going to make it because usually when I say that, we get at least a couple of likes. But we just actually lost the like. Okay. All right, well, looking like the party may be stopping today at the 2 hour and 45 minute mark. I suppose there could be a knight in shining armor that shows up with a $10 super chat, but the likes seem to be tapped out here. We'll see. We'll give it some time. All right, I'll get rid of that line. Again, just checking here because yesterday I took a poll and people were like, no, it's actually kind of cool when you talk econ, talk the current events. So we'll keep an eye on the headlines, see if there's anything that catches our interest to talk about. How the mother of all short squeezes helped drive stocks to historic gains. So it was shorts that were piling in, huh? What's the best platform for a Mac user? I don't know. I don't use the Mac. Oh, all right. Maybe we got a chance. Only need 6 more likes. Maybe we got a chance. Random, imagine having 50 minimum prop firm accounts at 100K balance minimum. Yeah. That's the thing with prop firms, the copy trading. It can get explosive in a hurry, which would be the end of plant nuclear explosion growth with copy trade. The way it works on Take Profit Trader, you can have up to 5 accounts at once, and you can trade all 5 accounts, but copy them. Meaning, on one account, you could take a trade that makes you $100, but if you copied that to the 4 other accounts, now all of a sudden you're up $500. Yeah, you only made one trade for $100, but because that was copied to 4 other accounts, you would have made $500. Now, obviously, that can cut both ways, but there is definitely a possibility of very explosive growth. I just signed up, and it was asking my credit card info right away. Yeah, you need your credit card to purchase an account. That is correct, Prima. Make sure you use code CLAY. They can be really bad from a risk standpoint. So you still got to properly manage risk when copied. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, does copy trading work with ATM? It should. I've never copy traded. It should, though. I don't know why it won it. Hey, there we go on the likes. There we go. So 8 minutes to get 4 more likes. We can do that in 8 minutes. ATM orders does not work on copy trading? Really? Oh, that's disappointing. So I guess you just got to be extra quick on the trigger, huh? Just got to be extra quick. Oh, I could see this being a short. Low probability, but if you get the rollover, you're going to get paid. Nice. Yeah, right around here. Stop up over that high right there. So about a, I don't know, 20-point risk. And even if you just get it to move back down to here, that's almost a borderline 100-point move. So 20 points for potentially 100 points. Again, lower probability. Copy traders have a lot of glitches that make it frustrating. Yeah, what I like about Tradovate is they have one that comes with the platform. Doesn't mean that it's perfect, but yeah, a lot of the third parties. So how the heck do you do that? Do what? And technically we need 1 more like for 136 to factor in the JJ effect. So and we're not anywhere closer right now, but what is very fascinating here on the 5-minute is that pivot point right there. Not close to it, but you can see right there, acted as resistance, and then boom, on that big spike there, acted as resistance. So if the price does come up here, big question on the 5-minute, we have top number 1, we have top number 2. So if it does come back up here, the question becomes, would we be looking at a potential triple top? Again, we got a ways to go before that even comes into play, but triple top here at the pivot point right there at we'll call it 495. It's interesting. It's something to keep an eye on. Again, rejection 1, rejection 2. So that's the 5-minute. We're watching over here on the 2-minute. Well, that's on your screen. Use stops. So how the heck do you do that? How do you use stops with an ATM order? Is that what you're asking? You could build this in. If you wanted to create a new ATM right here, this is how you build one. You can tell it, how many ticks do you want? Do you want, do you want to take profit and a stop loss? Do you want to stop loss it only? Do you only want to take profit? And then what do you want your sizes for things? Do you want things measured in ticks? I mean, like I said. So yeah, you can factor in stop losses with that. Hey, Childlike Innocence. I don't even know if I've ever seen that name, but you just dropped a big super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much for your videos at the end of the day. Thank you for your technical analysis. May God bless you and keep you and your... Well, that's a very nice message. Same to you. Right back at you on that one. Very nice of you. How do you copy trade with stops if ATM doesn't work? Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I guess you don't do ATMs. So you do one trade without an ATM and you just... I mean, you know, I don't always do ATMs. I mean, because you could do an ATM, like, watch this. Like, you can do ATMs too like this. So for those of you that are... Is this possible in copy trades? Copy traders, Mark. So right here, could you do this, Mark? If I wanted to, and I'm just making this up, if I wanted to buy right here, could I say buy, and then right here on my stop, sell? Could you do that? So that's, now this has become an ATM order. I put where I want to buy, I put where I want to sell. Are you allowed to do that? Okay, there you go. That's how you do it then, Whiskey. You don't have to do ATMs. You just click on the chart and enter in a trade plan like I did right there. Solving problems. When problems are getting solved, it's a good day. This that line is just uh-oh. Let me cook. Oh, close. I think it's valid, though. I think it's valid. By using those ones, look at that. Almost hit it exactly. Not quite, but close enough. I think that's a valid trend line. We're going to leave it there. So I don't know. Do you buy the break, stop at the low, target at those highs right there? I don't know. Right now, it's right off that trend line, though. Okay. Or, I guess, I don't know. I'd like to see this build out a little bit more. Give us a nice flat level here, and then you get short, and then you got a tight stop right above that level. We're gonna need this to build out a little bit more for my liking, but right now, I'm cooking. I've been watching your videos since last year. Well, thank you, Childlike, and I'm glad you enjoy, and that was very kind of you to drop that super chat like that, and to give such kind words. See, there are kind people on the internet. There really are. Then you better clear the orders when it fills quick. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean fill the orders? So like, Charlie, if I'm buying right here, so if I want to buy, and then I want to sell right there, and I get filled, what order am I clearing? Like, if anything, I would just start to move up the stop loss. Right? Mark, Frank, correct me if I'm wrong. As I move up the stop loss, like, that's all do in the copy trader too, right? Is that accurate? Like, you can do all that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure I know what you mean when you're like, well, then you better clear the orders when it fills. What orders? Because the orders out there have already been filled. So what orders are being cleared if they've been filled? On the 30-minute, we're creating a bullish OB. I don't know what an OB is. What is OB? Oh, we're at that line again. Let me... That's a scary looking candle there. I do not like the breakout now because the next door neighbor here was just like, hey, I acted like I wanted to break out and then just flushed. No, that doesn't mean that I can't break out, but that's scary. When the previous candle was just a nasty fake breakout. Hello, I was just charged a monthly fee even though I passed the test and currently... Okay, well, reach out to their customer service. I don't know how that's even possible. But reach out to them. They'll take care of you. They're definitely getting better on the customer service side again. Last week I emailed them. I don't want to say yelled at them, but I was like, hey, what's up here? I'm telling people to go, and they're like, yeah, we're hiring people, we're training them. And I will say that it's not as fast as it once was, where like people reply to you within like 10 seconds, but it's definitely getting quicker. So yeah, go ask. On the 30-minute where we're creating a bearish, I'm saying, what is an OB? That's because the prop firm is a scam. I don't know what prop firm you're talking about. I won't push back. Yeah, some prop firms turned out to be scams. Order block, okay. I don't know what an order block is, but sounds like there is a bearish order block forming on the 30-minute. But this is also from somebody saying that the prop firm is a scam. I don't know what there have been prop firms that were scams, which is why you want to make sure that you go with ones that have a track record of paying people. But yeah, I don't know which one he's referring to when he says the prop firm. I'm looking at Head and Shoulders. If that's going to pull back, we'll see. Oh, once again, see? Pay attention. What was I saying? Hey, look. So, I mean, if you bought that breakout, that's fine. It was technically breaking out, but you had to kind of, in your mind, you had to overcome the fact of, I mean, am I really going to buy this breakout when it literally just failed to break out? Trump talking, well, he's been talking live for like the past hour, hasn't he? Austin dropped that info quite a while ago. But he is still talking, huh? I will say this 5-minute is looking sketchy for you members of the private community, the training program. We were looking at a wolf head here. I don't know if Matt's here, but this is Matt's favorite setup. Looking at a wolf head. We got ourselves a wolf head. He was done for a new session of talking. Gotcha. Again, if you want to buy the breakout, okay, maybe you see something that I don't see, but these previous two ones would have me personally scared. Doesn't mean that I'm right. I've been wrong plenty of times. All I'm saying is, maybe consider that in your thought processes. A couple of fake breakouts already. You got to draw the wolf head. Oh no, that's for the members. That's for the premium members, man. Is he ever done? Well, yeah, I don't know. Whether you like the guy or hate the guy, the fact of the matter is you can't accuse the guy of not doing press interviews. Like I said, you could argue, yeah, that's probably a bad thing or a good thing. That's fine. We're not going down that rabbit hole, but I don't think anybody could be like, this dude never talks to the press. So that's one thing that, he likes to talk. All right. Knocking on the door. Got the break, but I don't believe you. If you can get above that crosshair, then I'll start to believe you. But right now, I don't believe you. Maybe some of you here do believe it, and may the best idea win. And if my idea is wrong, then so be it. No shame here. I lost shame. Yeah, is losing shame a good thing? Yeah, I lost shame a long time ago. I'm wrong. Yeah, if you have a problem being wrong, trading is not an income stream for you. If you can't handle being wrong, if you can't handle admitting that you got things wrong, run far away from trading. Run far away. It's a reaction to him saying we will probably work out a deal with China. Gotcha. You would think it might be more of a reaction than that. So it seems like the market kind of believes, but not really. My wife should trade. She's never get her in front of the computer. Let's go. Oh, don't even do that. Don't even do that to the bulls. Don't even peek your head a little bit above those former areas and then come back down or go back down. Yeah, that would be very dirty. Like, I don't want to see that for anybody. Like, that's just, if this thing comes back down, that is dirty. Is this a dirty dog? That's the question now. Hey, there's Matt. Yeah, all right. He's not taking the. I think that's a good thought. Probably wolf head, not necessarily the best idea when you have Trump talking. I think that's more than fair logic on your part. All right, just break out. You can't do people dirty like that. That's not good for anybody. There you go. Push up some more. Make sure that they have plenty of wiggle room to pull out profits. There we go. All right. I would hope that anybody that took that trend line break is at least pulled a little profits off the table and at least has stop loss at either break even, maybe still a small loser, or maybe in the green. Yeah, that would have been real rough. But yeah, taking that. I didn't believe you, but it worked out. Oh yeah, good point. And then Mark just pointed out back test of the trend line. So there it is. Talk about it all the time around here. The back test and go. Broke through that area of resistance right there. Came back down. Look right where it bounced. Beautiful back test, and now it's going. Man, I didn't even see that one. Did you take that, Mark? Good eye. Beautiful back test and go. Again, I had mentioned earlier, that would be, I think, a reasonable profit target up around there. We'll see if it can push up to that area. The most interest my wife has is asking me how much money I made. Well, good. I'm glad you have an accountability partner. I did not. I'm done trading today. Protecting profits. Gotcha. Next price area where I could think it potentially go after that is up here to the VWAP, which is that dotted, the dotted yellow line and then the pink line. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's first see if the price can hit that area. Yeah, those are just so tricky because you had those two fake breakouts, and then you have Trump talking. So that's a very difficult breakout. Not one that I'm because this is what happens. Because I've been here before. You take the breakout on this candle, and then it fails, and then you look at yourself like, "Hey, moron, why did you take that breakout?" When you look back and see there was two fake breakouts. Right, so that's the hindsight games that'll show up because I've had plenty of those where and then it just rolls back over. So you gotta it is what it is. Now, what's interesting? Do we get another back test? Is this going to come back down here, find some support, and then go back up again? If this is a true trend, that's a trend. Let me put the question mark. Whoops, because I don't want somebody getting signed on and saying, "Oh, so that's guaranteed to happen." Nope, it's always a question mark. Maybe. Do you know of a prop firm that trades regular stocks? I would argue, well, let me ask you this, child, in a sense, are you looking to day trade? Let's make sure we're in the right category. Are you looking to day trade? Okay, here we come. Getting close to the back test. 5-minute candle, looking pretty sketchy. And we lost track of that. Didn't quite hit it, but very close to the potential triple top up there. For those of you that have been on the stream for a while, you know that was talking about this triple top, and it got so close. Didn't hit it, though. So that's still in play. We're not going to watch on the 5-minute, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so you do want to day trade. Well, I was thinking, should I ask you if you used, but I know you use charts because you said that. So if I were to, so let's just say that you didn't know what you're looking at, and I said that this was a stock chart. Would you believe me? If I was like, hey, we're looking at a stock chart right now, would you believe me? Or do you see something that's like, wait a second, that's not a stock chart because of, or could you see this looking like a stock chart? Is that fair? Hi, I'm from India. I wanted to start to trade in the USA market. How do I start? I will give you an answer in just a minute. But if you're from India, this is another reason why I love Pam's plant, because it finally gives me an answer to people from India, which I get a lot of questions, which is fine. I mean, it makes sense. India has a whole lot of people there, and they happen to speak English as one of the languages. So, all right. So the point is, I'm guessing you want to trade stocks because that's what you're used to, but I would reframe that, and I would say, well, I think what you're actually saying is you're used to trading with charts. You're used to looking at charts. So pull up FMTO for chart. Okay, I'll do that in a second here. Thanks, Indy. Thank you. Indy, you know what? Charlie, we had a couple rough patches, but I'd like to think we, for the most part, kept it adult. And now he's doing a super chat. So I think I misread Charlie. to begin with. So I do apologize for that, Charlie. Hopefully you can accept that. I think maybe we're talking past one another or something. But anyways, so to reframe your approach here, don't fall into well, I'm used to trading options. I'm used to trading stocks. So can I do a prop firm but still do stocks? You can't, but you don't need to do that. Plus, futures move so much smoother than stocks anyways. I mean, it is 1:50 p.m. in the afternoon. We're looking at a 2-minute chart. And if I pull up a 2-minute chart of something, of just a stock, so let's go here, 2-minute. So I don't know, and it's, some sort of, NVDA. Like, it's not a terrible looking chart, but I mean, there's just barely any movement. And not to mention the amount of money you needed to take advantage of small little movements. It's just so much. So what I would say is learn futures, because futures are just, now there's a couple small little thing. What is a point? How much is a point worth? Very basic differences. But ultimately, you have nice charts. You have nice smooth moving charts. So yeah, it's a chart for futures instead of a chart for stocks. But don't let the reason of, well, I've never traded futures, I don't know what futures are. Very straightforward, very easy, and if you want to learn more about futures, right here, I'll link that. And you can go there and you can learn. So just scroll down on the page, go to class 1, and you can learn about futures, how they work and all that. But so to answer your question, no, that you have to do futures, but you want to do futures anyways. They're just so much smoother. They respect technicals that much better because there's so many eyeballs watching them that even if things are just self-fulfilling prophecies, I mean, they're still self-fulfilling prophecies, and that's what we want. So, and then pull up FMTO for childlike. All right. Wasn't that a train wreck today? Let's see. FMTO. All right. Is a certain time frame or no? We'll start on the daily here. Oh my goodness. Oh. So this is the other argument for Pam's plant. Remember Pam's plant? One of the added risk controls is that you're protecting your money because you're not using all of your money. You're just using a small amount of your money to purchase the account. But if you're trading FMTO with your own money, and I get it, I understand a lot, but well, I'm doing small cap stocks because a lot of money's not required. They move quick. They do move quick, but so do futures. In fact, futures moving makes this stuff look like paint drying. But think about that. True story. There are some people here that were using their own money, buying here, buying here. Look at this momentum. Well, here we go. Tomorrow there's going to be a gap up. We're going to continue. And what happened? Gap down, plunge. So this thing went from basically $2.80 and now it's down around 3 cents. And that's all of their money that's now gone. Because again, with a prop firm, at least you're isolated. Sure, you would lose the account, but losing the account only costs you a couple $100, if that. This, man, that's all your money gone. All your money gone. So Pam's plant, futures, through the prop firm, added risk control specifically right there. So great point, Charlie. That is a disgusting chart. And you know that if people just have their accounts wiped away. Because those mistakes, that just costs them all of their own money. Yeah, it did hit $8. $8 to 3 cents. I watched your video on futures. I watched your lesson. You are a very good teacher. I will watch it again. Yeah, like I said, just get into it. And if you understand the idea of buying and selling, because there's the buy and sell buttons, and if you look at charts and you can read charts, then you can trade futures. I've traded options for years, decided to take on futures on the side when markets are closed and never looked back. Way too much work as too many variables. Yes, Ricky. As I've said and I'll continue to say, if you were to put me in the situation where you're like, okay, Clay, you really despise that person, and because you despise them, give them a financial punishment in the world of like just money. I would say, okay, their punishment, I want them to have to day trade options. Because then in options, you have to worry about theta. What's theta? Well, so if you're in a stock, if you're in an options contract and this sort of movement here, you're saying, okay, Clay, you mapped out some sideways movement. Yes, in the world of options, you are losing money during this right here. You're losing money because of this thing called theta, which just means as time goes by, the value of your contract drops and drops and drops. So you despise sideways action. You always need the price moving. And if it doesn't move, like I said, there's different aggression levels of theta, but there are some where even if it just goes sideways for 5-10 minutes, you have lost money. It's the market is literally working against you. So day trading options is just like, it makes absolutely no sense, because in the world of futures, there's no theta. Sideways action, okay, it is what it is. There is no theta. There's nothing eroding your contract. Who owns Take Profit? I don't know. I think they have an about page. Man, Andrew, you are so just like, you don't trust anybody about anything. Like, I think I could post like, look, Andrew, here's like 45 people from my community that have been paid by Take Profit Trader. Yeah, well, who owns them? This, and this. Dude, just, what's the saying? Kind of crap or get off the pot, man. No, I don't think he ever made it to the NHL. But I think he was pretty good at hockey. I might be wrong on that, though. Leverage ETF. Oh, goodness. Yes. Yeah. Charlie brings up leverage. Those are the worst ones. When people invest in those things, it's like, oh, boy, those products are not meant for investing. Oh, my goodness, we missed it. And the chart showed up again. For those of you that have been here, what did I throw out there? And I don't say this to brag about myself. I say it to brag about charts. Charts are not a perfect tool, but charts are a tool that you should use. What were we just talking about? We were just questioning the triple top. There's one. There's two. There's three. Already got the rejection. Now it's just a question of, do we get more pullback? So if you played that triple top, if you're a scalper and you played the triple top, congratulations to you, because you've had plenty of wiggle room to scalp out. If you're somebody that's looking for more of a rollover, then you're not out of the woods yet. But for the scalpers, beautiful. Beautiful, right off that area. Next area, though, that I could see for a short. In fact, I may partake in it right up here. If this thing can get stretched up here, I could see myself interested in a short up at that level. If you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. I'd love to get up to 150 likes. I think we can do that. We're at 3 hours. So we'll go some more, but we gotta make a push up to 150. So if you have not hit that like button and you're enjoying, please hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button also if you're not a subscriber. Oh my goodness, I am the worst businessman ever. I've not talked about this once. I am doing a free webinar tonight. So if you want to learn more about the tools I'm using, how I'm building consistency, how I'm managing risk. Now, don't sign up. Oh, so you're going to teach us your magic strategy? You're going to teach us the Holy Grail? No, do not sign up for that. But if you want to really, quite frankly, get yourself within a framework of how you should be approaching the market, how certain attitudes actually don't work, how certain approaches, yeah, maybe they sound good, they seem good, but they don't, then yeah, I'll put a link here. Go there, sign up for it. It'll be this evening. And there may or may not be a discount code part of the sign-up process that gives you a good deal on my private trading community, which can be found right here. Again, I'm not confirming or denying, but there may be a code. Whoops. Where's that at? There may be a code that'll give you a discount off of this right here, which is the private community, which, I mean, I'm biased, obviously, but it's been around for over 10 years now. We have some really good traders there. And if you want people to give you tough love, if you want people to kind of tell you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear, if you want an environment that's free of pump and dumpers and rug pullers and trolls and clowns, if you want an area, if you want a place with serious traders, I mean, we still have a good time. We joke around. Then yeah, consider joining. And like I said, you may or may not have an opportunity at a discount if you go through the sign-up process for the webinar. Oh my goodness. I think I need to have a gaslighting rule. It's calm down. I'm totally calm. I am completely calm. So I really, so I don't know. Maybe all I can think of is some people maybe in their life, they just don't hang around people that are like passionate about anything. So anytime a person raises their voice in the least, instead of defaulting to, oh man, this person's passionate about that, it's whoa, calm down. So I suppose I need to be a little fair. because I surround myself with people that are like passionate about what they do. So yeah, people will raise their voice, they'll get a little animated, but I'm not like, whoa, calm down. Stop being so angry at me. It's like, all right, I love it. Give me some of that passion. So Andrew, believe it or not, I am calm. I'm just passionate about these topics. That's all. I mean, I could sit here and talk like this the whole time. So we got a rejection off of this high right here. I suppose you could get short here with a stop above there. But there are no guarantees, so please make sure to manage risk. At the 5 minute, let me bring that across real quick. Yeah, so essentially we did have the triple top. A little tricky though, because this did peek its head up above that pivot point. So if you did take a loss, I understand you're probably very frustrated right now. You're probably very angry, but you know what? That's okay. I've been there before as a trader. It happens. It happens. You just have to keep your head up. And you gotta just continue on. Like I like that. I don't think anybody's really interested in that. Am I allowed to your webinar? Yeah, anybody's allowed. But I don't know. It might hurt your feelings. I may get a little animated, and you'll be like, ah, calm down. Slightly elevated enthusiasm. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're not enthusiastic about what you do, maybe consider trying to do something else. I mean, that's what my dad taught me. My dad was a good guy. Still is a good guy. He's like, man, Clay, don't be like me. Find something you love to do and do that. My dad did not like he's retired now, but he did not like his job. But he did it because he was a good guy and took care of his family. But man, don't be like me, Clay. Find something you love to do and do that. And that's what I'm doing. I realize I have zero credibility when I say I love to coach, I love to teach, because the counter to that, which is more than fair, is of course you say that because you sell stuff. So of course you're going to say you love to teach because you sell or teach. Fair enough. But I do. Whether or not you believe me, I do love it. I do enjoy it. But I understand the counter to that as I don't believe you because you just want me to buy your thing. Fair enough. We can tell we're beyond the 3-hour mark. My voice is, see, I can't even talk now. My talking ability is dwindling. Good rule of thumb. Don't trade while Trump is talking. One word can change everything. That is true. Not to mention tone. Like, it could be a word, but given the tone he says it with, could create some problems. All right, maybe a short up around here. Like I said, I was interested in this area. We'll see if it can make a push. We'll see. But we're getting tore. I mean, we're not done with the stream. We'll keep it going for now. But man, I really don't want to go red now on the stream. I got myself back to green, which is good, which is always fun. But I don't know. That's spicy. That's spicy up there. But Trump is talking. Still? Can I get confirmation? Oh, he's done talking now. Just ended. Hey, Elon, thank you. I don't know what currency that is. But it's 30 of whatever currency that is, so I appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging out. It's been fun having you around the past few days. I will say this. Please consider joining the private community. I need to start to force people to do that again. Because one thing that I discovered a couple weeks ago is that like this becomes a pretty cool tool to like recruit people. Because like you can see how people behave, and if like, okay, you seem to have a good head on your shoulders. And no, obviously everybody is welcome to join. Everybody's welcome to join. But Elon, please, you will fit in absolutely fantastically. Please consider. Did he go away? Why is his? Anyways. Right here, Elon, right here. Please consider joining. Not free, but it's by no means expensive. Oh. All right, I wanted the midpoint. So it's easy for me to sit here in hindsight trade and be like, oh, see, I would have gotten at the pink line. No, if I'm being honest, I would have wanted to play in between those two. This, yeah, kind of like a farm system. It's like I like to, again, everybody is welcome, but yeah, I found some really good traders here that's like, hey, man, you would fit in great. Please consider joining. And several have joined, and I think they're finding value. Frank being one of them. And like I said, Frank's brand new. So it's not like you have to be like a quality trader. You just got to have like kind of a quality, good attitude, show that you seem to be open, that you're interested in sharing ideas and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't want to speak for Frank, but I think Frank's enjoying within on the inside. Clay, how many steps ahead can you think and advice on thinking multiple steps ahead? 32. 32, Mohammed. That is the answer. All right. Let's do this. Let's just go with what's my stop? How many points would that be? 34, 30. I don't want to. I'm up, 54 because commissions. No, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to risk. If I'm wrong on this trade and it stops me out, I'm red on the day for this account. Not that but now the ego is in the way. I don't want to go red. I do not want to go red on this account, and that's where it would put me. So I have about $50 that I can work with here. So that is, I can give myself 20 points. So can I get a 20-point trade? So if my stop has got to be at, let's just call it 40, then I could do an entry at, let's just call it 20. Where's 20 at? Okay, so that in that situation, I'm basically banking on it's got to be rejected right off of it, and it can't really poke its head much up through there because I don't have a whole lot of wiggle room if I only have 20 points to work with. Yeah, 20 points is just I don't think that's really enough in this market with as volatile as it is. Again, I could play it like literally right there, stop slightly above, but it's again in this market you're gonna have plenty of times where it make things peek their heads above areas. So yeah, that's a little on the difficult side. I lost your email you gave me. Well, Andrew, I know you're interested in like presenting me with like a business thing, but that's not making me feel good about like what you're going to offer me if you don't even keep track of my email. Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I do want to give you some business feedback. As a business owner myself, I like feedback. My feedback to you in this situation is it does not make me feel comfortable when somebody that's trying to build a business relationship with me can't even keep track of my email. That's scary. That scares me, Andrew. Better red than dead. I don't know if I've ever heard that. But I couldn't do it. I was not willing to go red. And that was just been too big of a stop. So I don't know if you want to blame the ego or if you want to, maybe I'm being really smart with my money management here by not wanting to give away the green, but I just couldn't do it. I could try, but I only had 20 points stop to work with, and that just wasn't jiving. My personal saying is I'd rather not take a trade and be right than to take a trade and be wrong. I like the tree you're barking up. I don't know if we would be on the same branch of that tree, Jordan, but I think we'd be in the same tree. Why so scared? Okay, Andrew, again, more feedback. I literally explained why I was scared. I literally just explained that. So again, if you're wanting to build a business relationship with me, which you are, you don't seem to be listening to me, and you're losing my email. So this is not making me feel comfortable. Because like I said, I literally just explained I don't want to necessarily go red, therefore I have about 20 points. Okay, well if I do this, it's going to be 20 points, but I don't know, that seems very tight. That seems very unrealistic. But dude, my friend, I just like I said, I don't want to be a jerk, but I do also want to tell you the truth. You're not building confidence here. Well, I wish I would have gotten in on the bounce at 18,000. Did I ever even hit 18,000? Nope. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. It did back. Well, Andrew, I don't know. Would you have survived a 50-point move down against you? And be honest, I get it in hindsight. You're like, well, yeah, my stop loss would have been, Oh, wait, no, I take that back. That was an 85-point move against you. I don't know. Maybe you would have survived that, Andrew. So yes, yeah, and it comes in $9 increments. That's it, Elon. Yeah, but again, if you sign up for this, and I'm not saying you have to attend, But if you sign up for that, part of that sequence will get you an even better deal. It's a year, but it's an even better deal. So if you're interested, but you want the best deal possible, like I said, sign up for the webinar there. And then part of that will actually, it'll give you a better deal. But it'll be for a year. It's a personal thing for me. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I generally agree with what you're saying. So we're in the same tree. Maybe not on the same branch per se, but hey. Well, there it is. Beautiful rejection off there. In hindsight, yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But had that gone up. So here's the thing. Anybody that's like, Clay, you should have taken that. And again, be honest with yourself. Let's say the price came up here and pushed me through and then pushed me right on the day, even though I had said I want to stay green on the day. I'm pretty sure you same exact people would be like, Clay, you should have been disciplined. You should have listened to yourself. You should have followed your rules. You said you didn't want to be red. Why didn't you do that? Right? I'm pretty sure those same exact people would have said that. So that's just hindsight confirmation bias, right? Maybe not. Maybe they would have still said, no, Clay, you should have still done it because it was the right trade. To be fair, maybe they would have said that. Nas. I would have held and hoped then, and it would have liquidated me. Well, Nas, hopefully you're saying that within the context of a prop firm where the liquidation is just costing you the cost of the account. 1,000 up paper trading, not bad for my 5th day. Are you doing this in a prop firm, or is this just flat out paper trading, Noah? And I'm out at 389. Sorry, Shane. I appreciate you giving the trades, but yeah, I have not marked those out. I've kind of lost track. S&P micros. Okay. Well, cool, Noah. Good job. It'll be a little different once you get into the prop, assuming you're going to do a prop firm. You'll notice some new voices show up, but good job. 25. Yeah, that's just, there's no more 20-point risks out there. Noah, like I said, get yourself a prop firm, and you're going to notice new voices show up. Because no, it's not this easy. That trade secured you a payout. Good job, Shane. Congrats. And yeah, Shane, you were the other person. I mean, there are others. I can't think of it. But Shane, yeah, go join the group, Shane. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you to. Sorry. You have no choice. Where is it? There it is. Shane, go here. Join. I don't want any excuses. I don't need any reasoning. Just go there. I'm on the recruiting trail. You and Elon, get signed up. Everybody is welcome, but like I said, I'm getting more familiar with some people than others. No, you don't have to be sorry about anything, Andrew. I'm just saying, I know you presented me some business things last week. And all I'm saying is from that angle, in that category of like building a business relationship, it's just not totally awe-inspiring when the person loses your contact information and then, is asking questions that was like literally just addressed. So in that, but in the trading category, that's totally cool. You're not trading. I'm just talking about more so in like the business relationship building category. I would say that right now I'm a little like, I don't know. Are you a fundamental trader or pure technical? I'm mainly technical. I use fundamentals in the sense of like, I want to know when there's a news release. I want to know when, Powell's speaking. I want to know when CPI data is coming out, stuff like that. But, I'm not digging through cash flow statements, or I'm not looking at balance sheets, or I'm not looking at, management's history and what did they do with this company and what's their business philosophy here. I'm not looking at any of that. So, yes, I am, I would not say purely technical. I would say vast majority technical. But there's a couple of small little fundamental aspects in it too. Are we going to get another back test here? I just noticed this thing has been two back tests right off that line. How did I miss this? I missed this first one right there. Mark pointed it out, one of the people in the chat room. Then we missed that one too. Or I missed it at least. Did anybody take that back test? And we're at another back test here. I got to take this back test. I can put my, so low probability, let me just, Okay. I got to watch my P&L because I can't let it send me green. Or I mean, send me red. Come on. Give me that go. You back tested it. Now you're going to go for me? I finally played you, Treadline. Don't do me dirty. Oh, you're doing me dirty. I got to get out. Oh, no. I didn't go red, did I? Oh, I'm green by 10 bucks still. All right. All right. Well, did me dirty on that one, but still closing the day green. And if you're wondering, wait, what is this? As I mentioned, got aggressive. So, yes, I did blow a prop firm account here, but that's the beauty of prop firms. I did pass down here, though. I got myself past the 150,000 account in 3 days, actually. So, made $9,000 in 3 days on that one. Being aggressive, but being aggressive, sometimes there's casualties along the way. Now, if you're new to the prop firm world and Pam's plant, you may be saying, whoa, dude, whoa. You lost $3,480 in that account? Kind of. What do I mean by that? Well, I was trying to get past a 50,000 account. So this is the prop firm that I use. So I was trying to get this past, but you will fail if you lose more than 2,000. So yes, I did fail. And if this were you that were doing it, so if I put you in the situation, yes, you would have failed the test, but did you actually lose that amount that you saw there? No, you did not lose that amount. You would have just lost the cost of the account, which in this situation was 119. But after you pass the test, you move into the pro account, and then on the pro account, when you start to make money, you get to keep it. In the pro account, you keep 80% of what you make, and then in the pro plus account, you keep 90%. So that's what's going on there. That's a quick summary of why. Don't freak out too much when you see that number. I understand it looks like really bad, but that was a casualty along the way. In this, this count, I've passed, which is great. So now this is going to move into the pro category. Did that thing bounce? And that's why you don't want to trade P&L. It did. It gave me a beautiful hammer. I want to try it again, but hey, I'm still $10 on the day, and after being down 160 on the live stream account, I'll take it. But doing me dirty like that. What if you lose the pro account? Well, then you can go back and test again. You can start over for $100. Do I get it? I lost everything in the stock market, literally. Can't even afford a prop account. What if you lose? Okay. What are some of your... No, I'm not... yeah, these are good questions, but I'm mentally burnt out. I mean, we're going on like 3.5 hours, so I'm calling it good. I got nothing left. And that trade just really knocked... What a dirty dog. Man, I play you Treadline. The one time I play it. Look at this. Beautiful bounce. Slight move below it. Slight move below it. Slight move below it. And then right here, a bigger move that I could not absorb because of my goals. And then it goes back up. So hey, if you've been there, that's what we call, you've heard the saying, played like a fiddle. But I was the fiddle, right? The market just played me like a fiddle on that one. 4 times, every time it did bounce, but the one time where it did not bounce as cleanly was the one that was in. But again, the right trade was to have a stop down below the 50 period right there, and I would have survived that. So that's kind of my own doing because I had this goal of I don't want to go red. So I had to watch the P&L, and I saw it get down to right around the $40 mark, so I had to bail. But yeah, it is what it is. You can also reset pro accounts, yeah, which I would definitely not encourage you to do because that is super expensive. And the amount of test accounts you could buy for the reset fee, it's crazy. But before I go, please hit that like button. I don't know, maybe we can get a little surge up to 150 and just call it good there. Hit that like button if you have not yet because I'm still, that is very good feedback for me on what people are liking, disliking, how popular actually are these live streams. And then also, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I was telling people earlier, the subscribes for the channel have actually been doing poorer than normal, which I would have thought the live stream would have had the opposite impact on that. But maybe I'm just don't know what I'm doing with my life. That's always possible. And then again, I am offering this tonight, totally free. And if you're looking for maybe a coupon for the private community, there may or may not be one part of that sign up sequence. And you can check that right there at that link and get signed up for it. And then again, if you want to support the channel, use the link that's tagged. You can use this link too, but then also use code CLAY. So here's the link, and then code CLAY to take advantage of Pam's plant, which is what I've been doing and what you've been seeing here, which is day trading futures with a prop firm account. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it as always. I will be back tomorrow at the very latest at 11 a.m. I've been showing up earlier, but at the very, very latest, I'll be back 11 a.m. Eastern time. So had the fun stream again. Good group. I appreciate it all. And for those of you that hang out in that are part of the private community, I'll see you in there in just a few moments. But everybody else, take care. Have a good one.